Chapter 41:15. If someone like Lin Ziqing wasn't qualified to be manager's son, then other people were even less qualified. Lin Fei could also see that Lin Ziqing had a very keen intuition for business. Even if he wasn't a martial artist, he would definitely be able to shake the world in the business world. Although Lin Ziqing came from the Lin family, which was a big family in Yanjing, it was reasonable for her to understand business matters. Lin Fei wouldn't miss such a talent. Although Lin Ziqing was from the Lin family, it didn't matter. As for whether he would acknowledge the Lin family, that was another matter. Because no one could make Lin Fei change his mind, except for himself. "Boss, since we are done with business, can we talk about some private matters?" Lin Ziqing asked. In fact, she wasn't very confident. Lin Fei didn't care about this. Anyway, he had a candidate for the branch manager, so he didn't have to worry about the company's matters. "Sure, I'm not some scourge or tiger. Why can't I say it?" Lin Fei smiled. Lin Ziqing heaved a sigh of relief. Although she didn't feel any special aura from Lin Fei, there was an invisible pressure when facing him. This kind of pressure might not be felt by outsiders, but it was quite obvious to martial artists. The higher the realm, the more obvious it was. "Boss, I heard that you are going to the Wang family as a guest. If possible, I hope that you don't go because the Wang family is more terrifying than you think. Even if our Lin family goes against the Wang family, we won't be able to gain any advantage. Instead, we will suffer a certain loss," Lin Ziqing said very seriously. Outsiders might not know about this, but the Lin family was one of the top 5 families in Yanjing. Although it was the last one, it still knew many secrets that ordinary people didn't know. Even if Lin Ziqing didn't come to the branch today to apply for a job, she would find Lin Fei and tell him about this. She didn't want anything to happen to Lin Fei in the Wang family. Lin Fei smiled. "Can I understand that you are concerned about me? Or do you think that I won't be able to take advantage of the Wang family, or are you worried that the Lin family will lose a prodigy like me? If that's what you think, then I think you're overthinking it. I, Lin Fei, am an orphan. Even if I'm related to the Lin family, I won't acknowledge the Lin family. Even if your Lin family is one of the top families, in my eyes, this top family is completely vulnerable. You should be able to understand this, right?" Lin Ziqing really hoped that Lin Fei could return to the Lin family, because the current generation of the Lin family was lacking in talent. Although they had produced 1 or 2 geniuses, overall they were still weaker than the other families. With the return of Lin Fei, the situation would be completely different. Lin Ziqing did not know the true strength of Lin Fei, but she knew that he was at least an inborn expert. Among the 5 top-notch clans, there were only 4 innate experts among the younger generation. If Lin Fei was included, then there would be a total of 5. An innate expert, especially one from the younger generation, was extremely important to a family. If the Lin family had Lin Fei back, then within half a year, the Lin family would be able to push their strength to another level. But Lin Ziqing did not expect Lin Fei's attitude and impression of the Lin family to be so average. He had no intention of returning, especially when he said those words. It was definitely not a joke, but a real possibility. For a moment, Lin Ziqing did not know what to say. But the Wang family is really dangerous. According to what our Lin family knows, the Wang family has 5 Xiantian experts, and the most powerful one has reached the Xiantian consummate realm. The Wang family also knows many sects and powers, and it can be said that they are spread all over the world. Lin Ziqing gritted her teeth and said, "Also, the news from the Yan Huang battle team has spread. The Wang family hates you to the core. Not just the Wang family, even the Gao family and the Yan family have great intentions towards you. I really don't want anything to happen to young Master Lin in Yanjing." Lin Fei laughed out loud. "To be honest, you are really thinking too much. Since I, Lin Fei, dared to come to Yanjing, I do not care about these dangers. If there is nothing else, then you can leave." Lin Ziqing opened her mouth, but in the end, she still stood up and left. Towards a person like Lin Ziqing, Lin Fei could not afford to lose his temper. At this point, Lin Fei could not be affected by anything. "Boss, if you have time, can you come to our Lin family as a guest?" Lin Ziqing turned around and said, "Don't you want to meet that person?" Lin Fei hesitated for a moment. "After I deal with the Wang family, I will definitely pay a visit to the Lin family. As for what will happen then, I do not know, so the Lin family should be mentally prepared." Lin Ziqing's heart shook. "I will pass on the message to the family." As for the Lin family, Lin Fei actually did not know whether or not he should go, but in the end, he still decided to go and fulfill a wish in his heart. Although this wish could be sealed at any time, Lin Fei still chose to pay a visit to the Lin family. The matter of paying a visit to the Wang clan wasn't a secret in the upper echelons of society, and everyone knew about it. The moment he came out of the hotel and got into the car, Lin Fei knew that he was being watched, and the people who were watching him were not weak. They were all in the dark realm and specialized in stalking. Lin Fei could not be bothered and closed his eyes to rest. The Wang family was located in the suburbs, occupying a mountain top. They had built a huge manor. The disciples of the Wang family basically lived in this huge manor. "Sir, we can't go in, so we can only get off here, because it is a private place in front." The taxi driver stopped and said. Lin Fei did not say anything, paid the driver, and got out of the taxi. Standing on the mountain road, he could see a huge, faintly discernible villa in front of him. In this villa, Lin Fei felt several tyrannical auras, and they were undoubtedly in the innate realm. There is still something wrong with the information of the Lin family. The Wang family does not only have 5 innate realm experts, in fact, they have 6, and there are 2 in the full circle of the innate realm. They really have a deep foundation. Lin Fei took a look and understood everything. He walked towards the villa, step by step, and disappeared into the distance in the blink of an eye. Today, the Wang family was also on guard. After all, Lin Fei's name was more or less valued by these forces, especially after the god of war Yi Xian spread the news that Lin Fei was going to be a high-level elder of the Yan Huang battle team. Everyone wanted to tear this Lin Fei to pieces, and among them, the Wang family wanted to tear Lin Fei apart more than anyone else. After all, they had put in a lot of effort for this slot. Now, with one sentence, they would lose the position of elder. How could they be satisfied? Bookseller website. Chapter 41:16. From the moment Lin Fei went out, all the big forces in Yanjing were paying attention. Of course, this big force was limited to the 5 top families, plus a martial school, and some top experts. Lin Fei, that young man really came to the Wang family villa. There's going to be a good show. It's best if Lin Fei can be crippled. Get out of Yanjing as far as you can. The Wang family villa was very big. Lin Fei walked very slowly. Xiu xiu xiu. There was a forest in front of the road. 3 black shadows went straight, directly attacking the top, middle, and bottom of the road, locking the position of Lin Fei's movement. Obviously, this was a godly archer. Is this an appetizer? As soon as the voice came out, Lin Fei saw 3 black shadows attacking with great strength. Even before they clashed with each other, one could tell that the power of these 3 black shadows was absolutely terrifying. This was the attack of a great master realm master. Interesting. On the road in the distance, the Wang family's grandmaster Wang Tianhai was holding a big bow in his hand. This was a black big bow, very big, as tall as a person. It was not an ordinary big bow, it was a treasure big bow passed down in the Wang family. In the Wang family, to be able to pull a bow, one must be a grandmaster expert. Wang Tianhai did not like brother Lin Fei, so he decided to show brother Lin Fei his strength along the way. He shot out 3 arrows in a row. Even an ordinary grandmaster expert would not be able to block these 3 arrows, because these 3 arrows contained countless changes. In the face of these 3 arrows, one could only take it head-on. If he wanted to dodge it, It would only make his injuries worse and become serious. Therefore, Wang Tianhai was very confident in his 3 arrows. He did not believe that Lin Fei could block the power of his 3 arrows. The power of the 3 arrows was indeed very strong, but a scene that made Wang Tianhai feel incredible appeared. He saw that the 3 arrows instantly passed through Lin Fei's body, without any pause. With 3 loud bangs, a bowl-sized tree in the distance directly exploded, split into pieces, and the sky was full of fallen leaves. He can actually dodge it and increase his speed at the critical moment. Has his physical body reached such a powerful level? Wang Tianhai's pupils constricted. He could clearly see that his opponent couldn't dodge, but he had shot his opponent's afterimage. This meant that his opponent had exploded with great speed in that instant and had directly dodged the 3 arrows. Where is he? Where did he go? Wang Tianhai quickly drew his bow, and 3 more arrows appeared on it. Not good, something is flying towards me. As a grandmaster, Wang Tianhai was very sensitive. He subconsciously shot 3 arrows in the direction of the sound. Each arrow was more powerful than the previous one. After shooting 3 arrows, Wang Tianhai's face showed a trace of fatigue. Wang Tianhai thought that after shooting these 3 arrows, he would be able to block the sound, but in the next second, he saw a tree branch flying towards him. He blocked it with his hands, and his whole body was hit by a force of gravity. He flew out from the tree and fell on the road. Half of his body couldn't move. I was hit by a tree branch, Wang Tianhai said. Your archery skills are still not up to par. A voice drifted over. Wang Tianhai glanced over and saw a silhouette walking over from afar. In the hall of the Wang family villa, Wang Qinyun, the patriarch, was sitting with a golden saber and a golden horse. His whole person was very serious, causing the atmosphere in the entire hall to become particularly oppressive. No one spoke. Patriarch Tianhai lost. He was hit by Lin Fei with a tree branch. A warrior ran in and said. There was a little commotion in the hall. After all, everyone knew that Wang Tianhai's archery was very powerful, especially when he went all out. No one could block more than a few arrows. Under such circumstances, Wang Tianhai was actually defeated by a tree branch. Everyone gasped, but more than that, there was a kind of anger. Obviously, Lin Fei didn't take their Wang family seriously. Continue to watch for me. If you want to be a guest in my Wang family, not just anyone can sit there. Pass the 6 tests first. The Wang family naturally had its rules. This was the threshold that Wang Qinyun left for Lin Fei. If everyone came to visit the Wang family, then what dignity would the Wang family have? Everyone felt sorry for Wang Tianhai's defeat, but they still had great confidence in their family's strength. Even if Lin Fei passed the first test, so what? There were still 5 more tests, all of which were master-level experts. Even if he passed these 6 tests, when he arrived at the Wang family, he would be greeted by the Wang family's Xiantian expert. On this point, the Wang family was still very calculative. If a top family didn't have a little calculative, then it wouldn't be a top family. Everyone was waiting patiently. What was different from what they expected was that after Wang Tianhai lost, Lin Fei actually defeated the remaining master-level experts in an irresistible manner. Wang Tianfeng lost. He was sent flying by a saber. Wang Tianlin was defeated by Lin Fei's sword energy. Wang Lingling was also sent flying by Lin Fei's punch and lost the ability to fight. Bad news came one after another. Your Wang family really knows how to play. Unfortunately, these people's strength is very ordinary. A figure that wasn't very muscular appeared at the entrance of the hall. It hadn't been long, but all the master-level experts guarding the door had been defeated without exception. It was the Wang family's first time seeing Lin Fei. At such a young age, they indeed felt great pressure, as well as a trace of envy and jealousy. The 6 master-level experts weren't weak, and the last one was a veteran master-level expert, but even he couldn't block Lin Fei's attack. At such a young age, it made them realize that this Lin Fei might really be an Xiantian expert. Donghai Lin Fei, you really have some ability. My Wang family is one of the top families, but ever since we started our business in Yanjing, we haven't seen many people like you. Wang Qingyun squinted his eyes and looked at Lin Fei, who was at the entrance of the hall. This was the first time he saw Lin Fei. Although he had seen him in photos, he looked younger than the photos. From Lin Fei, he couldn't feel any trace of a warrior's aura, which was the scariest thing. Wang Qingyun was an Xiantian expert, but he still couldn't see through Lin Fei's strength. This made him a little puzzled. He was obviously young, but he could hide his strength. This meant that he must have a treasure that could hide his strength. I'll cut the crap. You guys should know what my goal is. Since you dare to scheme against my company, you have to pay the price. I wonder if you guys have thought about what price to pay? Lin Fei said with a smile, completely ignoring the angry eyes of the Wang family. You are very confident in your own strength. Wang Qingyun stood up. It's not impossible for our Wang family to give you an explanation, but you have to show us strength that can convince our Wang family. Otherwise, it's another matter. Shukju website. Chapter 41:17. How could the Wang clan give an explanation? Wang Qingyun would not agree, nor would the entire Wang clan. If word got out, how would the other elite clans view the Wang clan? Wang Qingyun understood this logic. Moreover, the Wang clan had a total of 6 experts, all of them at the Xiantian realm. 2 of them were at the full Xiantian realm, and they were only one step away from that supreme realm. This gave Wang Qingyun enough confidence. Even if Lin Fei was also a Xiantian realm expert, he would at most be at the early stage. He would not be his match. Therefore, this time, the Wang clan was destined to have Lin Fei. Perhaps they could even dig out some secrets from Lin Fei, who asked Lin Fei to come knocking on their door. Wang Qingyun suspected that Lin Fei had really obtained some treasure. Since Lin Fei had come knocking on their door, the Wang clan did not mind playing some trick. It could only be said that this was the Wang clan's fortune. Lin Fei had chosen to come to the Wang clan of all clans. If they did not make a move now, when would they make a move? You think you've got me? That I, Lin Fei, have to bow my head to the Wang clan? You're thinking too much. Lin Fei said disdainfully. Wang Qingyun snorted coldly. It's good that you understand this. I know that you're very strong, being able to defeat 6 grandmasters of our Wang family, and that you're a Xiantian master yourself. However, in Yanjing, Xiantian masters aren't the strongest. Any one of our Wang family can easily make you suffer. On account of your young age, join our Wang family, become our guest, and give up your position as an elder of the Yan Huang battle team, and our Wang family will forgive your ignorance this time. After all, our Wang family isn't a place where just anyone can join. You talk too much nonsense. Since you won't listen, I can only make a move. After dealing with you, we can go out for lunch. Kacha. Lin Fei stomped his foot on the ground. Kacha, 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 kacha. The floor of the hall suddenly cracked. The Wang clan's upper echelons were already prepared, but they did not expect the force of the crack to be so strong that they fell to the ground one by one. Many of the artworks fell to the ground and broke into pieces. Lin Fei, you're courting death. Wang Qingyun looked at the mess in the hall, and her face became terrifying. How dare you behave atrociously in our Wang clan? Kneel. After everyone fell to the ground, a figure pounced forward. A saber light rose up like a bright moon, giving off a resplendent light as it appeared before Lin Fei. This was a Xiantian expert from the Wang family, Wang Fan. He was a saber expert and was around 60 years old. However, his saber techniques were exceptionally fierce and domineering. Wang Qingyun didn't make a move. An early-stage Xiantian expert from the Wang family could do it. He was good at saber techniques, and his strength was much stronger than ordinary Xiantian experts. He wanted to see, on what basis did Lin Fei dare to be arrogant in the Wang family. Under the resplendent light that filled the sky, A hand stretched out and slapped Wang Fan's saber. Wang Fan smiled coldly. This kid is courting death. He actually dared to block my Xiantian Gangqi with his body. He's definitely courting death. Xiantian Gangqi was extremely sharp. Even steel bars and iron plates could be easily cut apart. It was not something that could be blocked by flesh and blood. He had never seen such a person without common sense. Lin Fei casually slammed his palm against the saber, and a kacha sound rang out as countless cracks spread out. What was unexpected was that when the saber shattered, the countless shards of the saber contained a terrifying amount of power, and they shot back into Lin Fei's body. Some of the shards stabbed into his body, and the power they contained surged into his body. Lin Fei coughed up blood, and his head smashed through the wall of the hall. Such a Xiantian expert dares to make a move. His saber techniques are full of flaws. No wonder he's only at the early stage Xiantian. Lin Fei seemed to have done something casual. I know that your Wang clan has 6 Xiantian experts. 2 of them are at the Xiantian full circle. Let them do it. Otherwise, with just you guys, I really don't have any desire to make a move. How many Xiantian experts did the Wang clan have? Outsiders might not be very clear, but Wang Qingyun was the clearest. His expression suddenly changed, especially the 2 Xiantian full circle experts. This was the biggest secret of the Wang clan. To the outside world, their Wang clan only had 1 Xiantian full circle expert. After all, a Xiantian full circle expert was qualified to pull a clan into the ranks of the top clans. Moreover, 2 Xiantian consummate level experts were like Earth immortals. No family would dare to act rashly because 2 Xiantian consummate level experts were enough to easily destroy a first-rate family. Even a top-grade family would have to consider whether or not they could withstand their anger. But now, their Wang clan's biggest secret had been exposed. How did he know? Could there be a spy in the clan? Impossible. The 2 ancestors of the Wang clan have always been in seclusion and rarely appear. In the entire Wang clan, only I know. Even if Wang Qingyun broke his head, he wouldn't have thought that Lin Fei's strength was unfathomable. It was normal for him to sense the Xiantian full circle expert. Today we must not let Lin Fei leave the Wang clan. We must take him down. Attack. Wang Qingyun already had a plan for today's incident. He had called all 4 Xiantian experts back at the first moment to deal with Lin Fei. Of course, in his imagination, the 4 Xiantian experts were just backup. The situation wasn't optimistic. Wang Qingyun held a long sword in his hand. Countless sword shadows spread out and attacked Lin Fei. After Wang Qingyun made his move, another 3 Xiantian experts attacked from 3 different positions. The terrifying might of the Xiantian experts exploded and shrouded the Wang clan's manor. I have a sword that can defeat 10,000 enemies. Let's see if you can take it. Facing the siege of 4 Xiantian experts, Lin Fei smiled faintly. He grabbed the void with his bare hands, and an invisible sword qi landed on his hand. When the invisible sword aura appeared, the pupils of the 4 inborn experts contracted and their hair stood on end. The sharp aura left numerous sword scars on their bodies. The one who had the biggest change was Wang Qingyun. He was a swordsman and had a deep understanding of sword principle. His entire face was hideous and filled with horror. This is invisible sword qi. You can actually master invisible sword qi. How is this possible? How old are you? Even I can't comprehend invisible sword qi. Wang Qingyun was on the verge of breaking down. The sword slashed over. It was unbelievably ordinary. The invisible sword qi slashed across their bodies. The 4 Xiantian experts were sent flying and smashed through the wall of the hall. A huge wound was left on their bodies and blood was flowing out continuously. How long do the 2 of you want to continue watching? Bookseller's website. Chapter 41:18. The moment the aura of the innate level powerhouses erupted, Yi Xian put down the cup in his hand in the courtyard closest to the villa. The Wang family is indeed the Wang family. I didn't expect all the innate level powerhouses to make a move at once. That kid Lin is a little scary. As the #1 war god in Yanjin and even China, Yi Xian had his pride and his strength. The aura of the powerhouses from the Wang family villa was as striking as the sun in the night. Wait, this is sword energy. What a sharp sword energy. Did Wang Qingyun break through? No, this is not an ordinary sword energy, but an invisible sword energy. That bastard Wang Qingyun definitely hasn't reached this level yet. Could it be Lin Fei? After Yi Xian recovered from his shock, he quickly regained his composure. However, in the next moment, he was shocked. This is the aura of a complete innate level powerhouse. There are two of them. The Wang family really hid their strength well. They claimed that they only have one complete innate level powerhouse. In the entire Yanjin, only Yi Xian could sense the specific number and level of innate level powerhouses. If it were someone else, they would at most sense the aura of an innate level powerhouse. Could it be that Lin Fei really didn't come out from the Kunlun Mystery Land? Otherwise, his strength would be too profound to be able to force out the two consummate Xiantian experts of the Wang clan. Yi Xian sighed. The main hall of the Wang family had already descended into chaos. Strands of sharp sword qi were everywhere, all left behind by the invisible sword qi after the attack. No one in the hall could stand unscathed. Even Wang Qingyun and the others were covering their wounds. They were in a mess. Blood was dripping from their wounds. Wang Qingyun knew how powerful the invisible sword energy was. However, when he experienced it himself, he realized how terrifying it was. It was an attack from both inside and outside. Like him, he had completely lost the ability to fight. The power of this sword energy directly defeated the 4 innate level powerhouses of the Wang family. In front of Lin Fei, a dignified top-notch family had no ability to resist at all. Wang Qingyun's heart was filled with bitterness, but the only hope now was for the 2 old ancestors to make a move. They were both experts at the consummate Xiantian realm. Other than them, no one could defeat Lin Fei. Xiao. Suddenly, from the depths of the hall, several black shadows flew out. These black shadows were actually short-spiked. There were 9 of them, and they attacked Lin Fei. It's the Patriarch. Wang Qingyun recognized it immediately. The one who attacked was the second elder, Wang Guohua. He's best at controlling weapons. With this, he's able to suppress Xiantian expert. Finally, a passable expert. Lin Fei's eyes lit up and a sword beam slashed forward. Under his control, the 9 short spikes dodged to the sides, and once again attacked from the left and right. It was as if they were human arms, and with a single thought, they could attack infinitely. This was much more powerful than Wang Qingyun and the others. Just this move alone was not something an ordinary Xiantian realm expert could withstand. Xiantian full circle is indeed Xiantian full circle. It's indeed different. Even though the 9 short spikes were extremely powerful, they were unable to get close to Lin Fei. Each time, they would be forced back by the invisible sword qi. Guohua, let me help you. Another cold voice was heard. A figure dashed out from the hall in front. This figure was extremely fast, leaving behind a series of afterimages. He was holding a huge machete in his hand. This machete was as tall as a person, with a thick back and a sharp edge. It was completely different from ordinary machetes. The machete was coming straight at Lin Fei. Lin Fei raised his hand and pointed. A sword qi hit the machete. A terrifying force flowed through the machete and into the man's body. The burly figure was smashed through the wall with a bang, and the ground was covered with dust. Sword qi attack. Ding 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 ding. Under the attack of the sword qi, the 9 short spikes were also sent flying. Lin Fei raised his hand, and 2 invisible sword qi flew out. With a clanking sound, the 2 Xiantian full-circle experts of the Wang family were tired of dealing with it. The 2 streaks of sword qi constantly transformed into streaks of attacks, forcing them to retreat all the way. The faces of the two Xiantian full circle experts kept changing. From anger at the beginning to shock, and then to unwillingness. It was unknown how many times their expressions changed in a short period of time. In the end, there was only endless sorrow. Because they were two veteran Xiantian full circle experts, and they were just a step away from that final step. But in the end, they were powerless in front of Lin Fei. Just the two invisible sword chi had forced them to use all their means, but they still couldn't withstand it. We lost, we admit defeat. The two figures retreated all the way to the back mountain of the manor. They leaned against the tree powerlessly. Their clean and tidy clothes were already covered with sword marks. An illusory figure walked over and appeared in front of the two Xiantian full circle experts. I thought you guys would persevere to the end. It's really boring. You guys have brought me too few surprises. Lin Fei was quite looking forward to these two Xiantian full circle experts. But in the end, the means they used were very ordinary, much worse than what he had imagined. Although they had rich combat experience and had endless advantages when dealing with ordinary middle and late-stage Xiantian full-circle experts, they had no advantage when facing Lin Fei. Wang Guohua and Wang Guofeng were twin brothers, and they were also the most talented in the Wang clan. They had both reached the Xiantian full circle. The two of them had never cared about the Wang clan's matters. They would only appear when it was a matter of life and death. But under normal circumstances, they wouldn't make a move. Today was an exception. But they didn't expect that they would be defeated by a young man. Those two invisible sword chi actually contained a set of sword technique. They were easily defeated. If it wasn't for the other party showing mercy, just those two invisible sword chi would have taken their lives. If we still don't know what's good for us, I'm afraid we won't be qualified to stand here and talk. The white-haired Wang Guofeng said with a bitter smile. He had also cursed Wang Qingyun and the others countless times in his heart. Of all people to offend, they had to offend such a young and powerful person. The other party's background could be imagined. The only thing they could do now was to take the initiative to admit defeat. Perhaps the Wang clan would still have a chance to survive. Today's matter was caused by your Wang clan. I only want an explanation from you. I see that there's still some time left. I'll give you an hour. After that, if I don't see an explanation that belongs to me, then there's no need for your Wang clan to exist anymore. Wang Aigua and Wang Guofeng's faces were filled with bitterness as they said repeatedly, "Sir, you can rest assured that we will deal with it immediately. We will definitely give you a satisfactory explanation." Shukju website. Chapter 41:19. To Lin Fei, it was only a matter of time before he could kill two Xiantian great perfection experts. This was because these two were indeed very weak. Wang Qingyun and the rest of the Xiantian great perfection experts stood there listlessly. The scene in front of them was too much for them to accept. The two strongest experts in the family, the Wang family's Xiantian great perfection expert, were not a match for Lin Fei. Wang Qingyun, Wang Qingyun, I told you to manage the family properly, but you actually caused such a thing. What do you think we should do now? Wang Guofeng's face was extremely gloomy, as though a storm was coming. Wang Qingyun opened his mouth and said, "Old ancestor, this matter is indeed our Wang family's fault. We are willing to pay any price. We only hope that Lin Fei can settle this matter peacefully." What Wang Qingyun wanted to do the most now was to make Lin Fei leave the Wang family. Such a tyrannical iron plate was actually encountered by their Wang family. In fact, it was not Wang Qingyun who wanted to offend him, who asked Wang Dong to cause such a mess. In fact, Wang Dong was also very pitiful. He also wanted to contribute to the family. After all, a company worth hundreds of billions of dollars in the future was very helpful to the cultivation of the Wang family. In the end, they encountered such a thing. It was definitely not what he wanted to see. I think that if we want to solve this matter, we have to deal with the source. Wang Qingyun thought for a moment and said, This matter was caused by Wang Dong, so we have to deal with him first. Wang Dong was a direct disciple. If possible, Wang Qingyun did not want to deal with him. But in the current situation, it was impossible not to deal with Wang Dong. Moreover, the two old ancestors were here. The meaning was clear. No matter what, Wang Dong had to be dealt with. Wang Guofeng was expressionless. Whoever caused this matter, who is responsible? No matter which disciple it is, they have to be punished. Apart from this, is there anything else? That is to give Lin Fei a generous gift and let him leave satisfied. Only in this way can we completely solve today's matter. As the family head, Wang Qingyun was very thoughtful. Lin Fei gave them an hour to prepare. In the end, they only used half an hour to return. This time, a total of 4 people came. The two old ancestors, Wang Qingyun, and the culprit of the previous incident, Wang Dong. At this moment, Wang Dong no longer had the strength to walk and was carried over by Wang Qingyun. Last time, Wang Dong had suffered a loss at the hands of Lin Fei, but in his heart, he had always been unreconciled. After knowing that Lin Fei was coming to visit, he had even considered whether to personally deal with Lin Fei. But who would have thought that this visit would turn out like this? When Wang Dong was brought over, he couldn't believe that Lin Fei could cause such a huge impact. Wang Dong, as a disciple of the Wang family, you have to bear the consequences of your own actions. The family didn't raise you for nothing. It's time for you to contribute. This sentence kept echoing in Wang Dong's mind. He knew that he was finished, completely finished. No one could save him. Young Master Lin, it was our Wang family's fault for this matter. Now we will give you an explanation. Wang Qingyun said in a deep voice. This Wang Dong wanted to use our Wang family's identity to scheme against young Master Lin's company. There's no need to keep such a person alive. Wang Qingyun ruthlessly slammed his palm on Wang Dong's chest, shattering his heart meridians. This is our first explanation to young Master Lin. Wang Qingyun took out another document. After taking out this document, Wang Qingyun's eyes were still twitching. This document was too valuable. If this matter wasn't resolved, the Wang family would never be at ease. Who knew when Lin Fei would come again? Even the two old ancestors couldn't stop him, let alone others. This is the ownership of the 19th to 30th floors of the Tian Lang building. I heard that young Master Lin's company is in the Tian Lang building, so we plan to transfer the ownership of the 19th to 30th floors to young Master Lin. I hope you are satisfied with this. This is our second explanation. Facing Wang Qingyun personally killing Wang Dong and handing over the ownership of the 19th to 30th floors of the Tian Lang building, Lin Fei wasn't surprised at all. There was a faint smile on his face. Wang Qingyun had been observing Lin Fei all this while. Knowing that these two prices weren't enough to appease Lin Fei's anger, he took a deep breath and took out another item. It was a wooden box. When the box was opened, a blood-colored pill appeared. It was filled with a medicinal fragrance. It was clear that this pill was of extraordinary quality. Young Master Lin, this is a dragon tiger pill. It's something that our Wang family has kept for a long time. After consuming this pill, there's a chance that an evolved Jing Peak expert can break through to the Xiantian realm. It's nothing much to young Master Lin, but it's a token of our Wang family's sincerity. Compared to the previous two prices, this third price was indeed a little more severe. Back then, in order to buy the Dragon Tiger pill, the two old ancestors had spent a lot of effort in the Kunlun secret region. They had even paid the price of half a year to obtain it. They had intended to let the Wang family's genius consume it. But now that something like this had happened, they could only take it out to compensate Lin Fei. It could be said that taking out the Dragon Tiger pill was extremely painful for them. If such a pill were to be auctioned outside, it would fetch at least a few billion Chinese dollars. Moreover, there was no market for it. Only a fool would take it out to auction. Lin Fei could also feel the importance they placed on this Dragon Tiger pill. It could be said that taking it away was equivalent to the Wang family losing a Xiantian expert. A Xiantian expert was no different from a cabbage in front of Lin Fei. But in the eyes of these top powers, a Xiantian expert was equivalent to a deterrent force. In a battle between powers, if you didn't have a Xiantian expert, then you would be completely suppressed. Otherwise, you could sit down and have a good talk. There was no need to fight, because you had the qualifications. If you knew this would happen, why did you do it in the first place? Lin Fei kept the dragon tiger pill. Seeing that this is your first time, I'll let you off. If there's a next time, there's no need for your Wang family's Xiantian experts to exist anymore. Lin Fei's voice sounded out. It turned out that at some point in time, Lin Fei was only left with an afterimage. His whereabouts were unknown. What terrifying strength, even I couldn't feel when he left? Wang Igua sucked in a deep breath of cold air. When did such an expert appear in our Wang clan? Even in the Kunlun secret region, there aren't many experts like him. Could it be that he has already taken that step? Wang Guofeng looked into the distance, his eyes filled with a sense of hopelessness. An enemy like this was truly not someone their Wang family could afford to offend. From today onwards, if any family member dares to offend Lin Fei, they will be expelled from the family. Book Guest Residence. Chapter 41-20. The spies outside the Wang villa were all there. Everyone wanted to know the results immediately. He's out, he's out. How could this be? I clearly felt a few terrifying auras just now. If I'm not wrong, they must be innate stage powerhouses. How could he come out? Something big has happened. A dragon has come to Yanjing. Even the Wang family can't do anything to him. The eyes of these spies lit up, because they saw a figure walking out. That person was Lin Fei, whom they had been watching. After Lin Fei walked out of the Wang villa, everyone realized one thing. Lin Fei's strength was more terrifying than they had imagined. Although they did not know how many innate stage powerhouses the Wang family had sent out, the fact that he could walk out alive and look unscathed showed that the Wang family had failed this time. As one of the top 5 families in Yanjing, they actually couldn't handle an outsider. This was the most terrifying thing. The Wang family was done. Didn't that mean that the other big families were done for? At this moment, they seemed to understand why the number 1 war god, Yi Xian, would agree to let Lin Fei be the senior elder of the Yan Huang battle team. I'm going back to the hotel. Please be my driver. Lin Fei grabbed a laborer at random. Actually, this laborer was just a spy. Becoming Lin Fei's labor force, the captured spy did not dare to say anything. No problem, no problem. Mr. Lin, where do you want to go? I promised to send you there. Under everyone's gaze, Lin Fei got into the car and left. The rest of the spies also sent the news back at the first moment. Those families who had been waiting were all shocked when they received the news. They could not digest the news for a while, because the situation was worse than they had imagined. We won, we won. In a Sihiyuan. Lin Ziqing heard the news through her friend and could not help but clap. I didn't expect the Wang family to lose this time. I guess they will have to lick their wounds for a long time. Lin Ziqing was indeed more worried about Lin Fei than anyone else, because she already knew Lin Fei's identity. That was her uncle's only son. The door to the courtyard opened. A well-built figure walked in with a dignified look on his face. Patriarch, why are you here? Lin Ziqing was shocked and quickly asked. The leader of the Lin family was in his early 50s. He had a refined aura and looked more like a man in his 40s. I just received news that the Wang family failed to capture Lin Fei. And through our people in the Wang family, we also received news that the few Xiantian experts suffered at the hands of Lin Fei. What do you think is the possibility of our Lin family wanting Lin Fei to return to the family? Lin Moyuan's voice was a little low. Currently, in the Lin family, only Lin Ziqing and Lin Moyuan knew that Lin Fei was from the same side as his uncle. No one else knew. Lin Ziqing didn't know what to say. She thought for a moment and said, I think the possibility of Lin Fei returning to the Lin family is very low. Unless the second branch apologizes personally and the few culprits pay the price, there might be a possibility. Otherwise, Lin Ziqing didn't finish her sentence. She knew that the patriarch would definitely understand. Lin Moyuan also didn't expect that there would be such a heaven-defying talent in his uncle's side. Initially, when he knew that Lin Fei had offended the Wang family, he indeed had the intention to resolve the matter. But in the end, he chose to watch from the sidelines. However, what was unexpected was that as one of the top families, the Wang family actually suffered a huge setback in this matter. Lin Muyuan also felt the aura of the Xiantian expert. He was also shocked by Lin Fei's strength. He didn't know how Lin Fei cultivated, but based on this strength, he was definitely better than all the elites of this generation in the Lin family. You are familiar with Lin Fei. When you are free, walk with him more often and bring him around Beijing. At the very least, you have to make sure that he doesn't bear a grudge against the Lin family. Lin Moyuan said, As for returning to the family, let's not talk about it for now. You also know the temper of the second branch. Even if it's my words, they are also from the same family. How can they listen to me? Lin Ziqing also knew what the patriarch meant. The people from the second branch were indeed quite domineering. If it wasn't for the fact that the patriarch of the Lin family had insisted on letting someone from the third branch become the patriarch, it might have been someone from the second branch who had succeeded Lin Fei. Therefore, the second branch didn't pay much attention to Lin Moyuan. On the surface, they seemed to respect him, but in fact, they didn't like him at all. This secret was known by all the top families in Beijing. Then, should I still invite Lin Fei to our house as a guest? Lin Ziqing asked again. Being a guest is no problem. As for other things, we can't give him any explanation for now. Regarding this matter, Lin Moyuan was also having a headache. Until now, he still had no idea how to deal with it. If Lin Fei's strength was ordinary, it would be fine. However, he was an innate realm expert, so it was different. He was already qualified to be on equal footing with him. Lin Fei closed his eyes and rested all the way back to the hotel. After returning to his room, Lin Fei called Bai Shengnan in Donghai and told her about the property rights of the 19th to 30th floors of the Tian Lang building. Bai Shengnan was shocked after hearing this. Boss, how did you do it? In a place like Beijing, skyscrapers are very valuable. How did you get so many floors? Bai Shengnan clearly remembered that in order to get one floor of the Tian Lang building, the annual rent alone had reached more than 9 million yuan. In addition to the miscellaneous expenses, it was at least 10 million yuan a year. At that time, Bai Shengnan lamented that the housing prices in Beijing were expensive. In just a short period of time, the company actually had 12 floors and it was in the downtown area of Beijing. This was completely different. I can only say that I'm amazing. You can make arrangements now. What are you going to do with these floors? Bai Shengnan said without thinking, Of course, we'll use it all to open our branch office. We'll let those people in Beijing know that our branch office is awesome. They'll use one floor to open a branch office, but we'll use 12 floors. We'll piss them off. Lin Fei didn't know whether to laugh or cry. It turned out that a strong woman like Bai Shengnan also had such a cute side. Alright. Then I'll listen to you. If you want to use it to open a branch office, then open a branch office. Lin Fei smiled. Oh right, Lin Ziqing will be the manager of the branch office. What do you think? If you don't think it's suitable, I can change someone else. There's no need to change. That Lin Ziqing is very powerful. Back then, she was already a powerful figure in the circle. I didn't expect you to recruit her. With her in Beijing, I don't have to worry at all. Shook House website. Chapter 41-21. After settling the Wang family's matter, Lin Fei wasn't in a hurry to return to Donghai. Since he was already in Beijing, it wouldn't hurt to stay longer. because Beijing was much more mysterious than Lin Fei had imagined. Of course, there was another important matter, which was the Lin family. It was a problem that couldn't be avoided. Lin Fei's heart was made of stone. No one could change his mind. If it was in the past, he wouldn't have any other thoughts after knowing that the Lin family was such a top family. Not to mention anything else, the Lin family would look down on him and wouldn't take it seriously. But everything was different now. The Lin family was nothing in Lin Fei's eyes. He just wanted to confirm a regret in his heart, which was to meet his parents. As for whether it would improve, it was another matter. So he was waiting for Lin Ziqing. He believed that Lin Ziqing would definitely come. After Lin Fei strolled around Beijing for 2 days, Lin Ziqing came to visit him. "Congratulations, boss. You're a powerful person in Beijing now." Lin Fei stood in front of the floor-to-ceiling window and looked at the traffic below. "I thought you wouldn't dare to come. You're my boss. How can I not come? If I make you angry and you kick me out, my position as the branch manager will be ruined. You still care about not having a job. Boss, I'm not like you. You've opened a company that will be worth hundreds of billions of dollars in the future. Don't you know that a martial artist needs a lot of money to cultivate? So I can only work hard to earn money for my cultivation," Lin Ziqing said. Of course, Lin Fei wouldn't believe Lin Ziqing's words. "Is there any interesting place in Beijing?" Lin Ziqing was slightly stunned. She thought that Lin Fei would ask about her uncle's family, but it turned out to be this. She smiled and said, "Boss, if you want to talk about interesting places, there are quite a few in Beijing. Which one do you like? Livelier? I prefer quiet ones, and even some with a mysterious flavor." Lin Fei didn't say anything and quietly listened to Lin Ziqing's introduction. "You actually have a warrior auction house here? Ah, boss, you don't even know this? Our Yanjing Martial Artist Auction House is the largest in the whole country. Only martial artists can enter here. There are many novel things in this auction house. As long as you have a good eye, you can get treasures. Last time, someone found an elixir in an antique. After taking it, he broke through the barrier and reached the Guru realm from the Dark realm. You don't know how many people are envious of him. Alright, let's go to the Martialist Auction House and take a look. At the same time, I can broaden my horizons and understand how many good items there are in the auction house." Lin Fei was not in a hurry to see his parents. Speaking of which, it was the barrier in his heart that he had yet to overcome. Lin Ziqing tactfully chose not to say anything and took the initiative to lead the way. The Martialist Auction House was located in a villa on the outskirts of Yanjing. Lin Fei also discovered that this Martialist Auction House was not far from the Wang family villa. It was only a few kilometers away. If it wasn't for Lin Ziqing, he really wouldn't have known that this villa that looked like a holiday villa was the location of the Martialist Auction House. "Boss, this Martialist Auction House actually belongs to the Martial Gate. The Martial Gate used this Martialist Auction House to rope in various forces. That's why they are able to confront the Yan Huang battle team." The villa's parking lot was full of luxury cars. At a glance, there were more young and middle-aged people. They all had the aura of martial artists on them. Obviously, there wasn't a single ordinary person in this place. The Martial Gate is quite powerful to be able to integrate so many resources. Lin Fei smiled. In his eyes, this Martial Gate was actually quite a domineering existence. However, to be able to integrate so many resources, it could be said that they had some means. Any martial artist who wanted to enter the Martialist Auction House had to apply for a membership card. A membership card cost 500,000 Chinese dollars, and it was also used as a deposit. If they didn't want the membership card anymore, they could come and apply for a refund. 500,000 Chinese dollars was nothing to Lin Fei, so he applied for a membership card. The villa was very big. It was different from other villas. Once inside, this villa was a huge existence similar to a public square. "Boss, is it strange? You can't get used to it at all. Such a big place is like a vegetable market, Lin Ziqing said with a smile. In Lin Fei's eyes, he seemed to be in a vegetable market. Come and take a look at the spirit beast egg. It's a big sale. You can take it away for only 5 million. Heavenly immortal divine grass. After consuming it, it can expand the meridians. Now it only costs 500,000. 300,000 jade pills. All kinds of voices echoed in Lin Fei's ears. This was a little different from the martialist auction house that Lin Fei had imagined. It's indeed different from what I imagined. However, I actually quite like this kind of place. If you have a good eye, you might be able to find a lot of good things. In such a big place, the villa seemed to be at least a few thousand square meters. There were martial artists everywhere. Usually, it was hard to see martial artists, but they seemed to be gathered here. There were people of all ages. Boss, you should understand now that cultivating as a martial artist is not an easy thing. If you don't have money, it will be hard for you to move an inch in your life. Look at these things, they cost hundreds of thousands or even millions. It's really not something that ordinary people can afford, so I really envy boss. Lin Ziqing really admired Lin Fei. He was only in his early 20s, but he already had a profitable company in his hands. Furthermore, the cloud silk was an exclusive material that outsiders couldn't imitate. Furthermore, his own strength had reached the innate realm. In the future, who would dare to touch his company? Unless those people were willing to be chased by an innate realm expert. Just look at the Wang family. Now, the 5 top families in Yanjing had a big change in their attitude towards Lin Fei. At the very least, they didn't dare to do anything brazenly. If he was unhappy and killed his way to your family, no matter what the final result was, you would lose a group of elite. Things like this had never happened before. Lin Ziqing also knew that there were probably many people who wanted to marry Lin Fei. Once a person like him, who had no background, got married, there would be endless benefits. Let's go and take a look. Lin Fei hadn't experienced such an atmosphere for a long time. Bookseller's website. Chapter 41-22. The martial artist auction was quite lively. Lin Fei saw many good things along the way. In his eyes, these good things were only passable. There was nothing that could make his eyes light up. But to other warriors, these things were of great help to their cultivation. Little Qing, if you trust me, then go and buy that thing. It will be helpful to your cultivation. Lin Fei stopped and pointed to a blue and white herb not far away. Lin Ziqing brought Lin Fei to the warrior auction to experience the atmosphere. Her eyesight was average, so she rarely bought things here. Because nowadays there were too many fake items. Hundreds of thousands or even millions of yuan were considered small. Those items that were worth millions of yuan each, if one's eyesight was not good enough, there would be huge losses. It was very normal for one to go bankrupt. It will be helpful to my cultivation. Lin Ziqing didn't recognize what it was, but subconsciously believed Lin Fei's words. This was a super genius that even the Wang family was helpless against. Lin Ziqing bought it without hesitation. Fortunately, this herb was not expensive. It only cost her 200,000 Chinese dollars. This was the first time Lin Ziqing saw this herb. The fragrance of the herb made her feel very comfortable. This is a water attribute herb. Take it back and boil it in water for 3 hours. Take this medicine when you are cultivating. It will be very helpful to you. Lin Ziqing carefully put away the herb. There were things everywhere in the thousands of square meters of the warrior auction. It was as if he had returned to an auction in another world. Lin Fei didn't plan to buy anything here because there was nothing that caught his eye. Just as Lin Fei was about to walk through the entire martialist auction house, he suddenly stopped and walked in a certain direction. Lin Ziqing didn't know what was going on, but she saw that there were many people in front of her. Old man, I can't go any higher than 800,000. If you want to sell it, then sell it. If you don't, I don't think anyone will buy it because I, Yan Wuhan, said it. Before Lin Fei arrived, he could already hear the arrogant and condescending voice. Young Master Yen, you can't be like this. This is something that I have painstakingly picked. According to the market price, it should be worth at least 1,500,800,000 is really too little. I only have 500,000 left. Whoever dares to buy this thing of yours will be my, Yen Wuhan's, enemy. Everyone, do as you see fit. There was an old man sitting in the crowd. This old man's face was pale, and it was obvious that he was injured. In front of him was a magical fruit tree without leaves. In front of the old man stood an arrogant young man. He said arrogantly. His eyes were almost looking up to the sky. The people around him didn't dare to make a sound. This was someone from the Yen clan. The Yen clan was one of the top clans. Who would dare to go against someone from the Yen clan? And this Yen Wuhan was a genius of the Yen clan. He was truly powerful. Although the early stage of Grand Master was nothing, he was still a real Grand Master expert. The old man's hands and feet were trembling. He was obviously very angry, but he didn't dare to say anything. 500,000 is your last chance. It won't be worth 500,000 later. Maybe it will become 200,000 or 300,000, Yen Wuhan said. The old man was also helpless. He was counting on this money to buy some medicinal materials to heal his wounds. He gritted his teeth and was about to say something when a voice rang out in the crowd. 1.5 million, I'll take it. The voice, which was neither light nor heavy, shocked everyone. They subconsciously looked in the direction of the voice and found that it was a young man walking over. They couldn't feel a strong warrior's aura from this young man, but when they saw Lin Ziqing behind him, their eyes lit up. After all, Lin Ziqing was a member of the Lin family in Yanjing. More or less, some people knew her. Lin Ziqing, your people are so bold. How dare they rob my things? Yen Wuhan's eyes directly crossed over and fell on Lin Ziqing. After all, Lin Ziqing was the proud daughter of the Lin family. She was not far from that step. She was not someone that Yen Wuhan could fight against. Lin Ziqing was beside Lin Fei. She looked very obedient, but in front of this kind of person, she was a high and mighty Valkyrie. So it's you, Wuhan. You really know how to play now. Bullying an old man. If you have the ability, play with me. If I don't beat you up until your mother can't recognize you, then I lose. Lin Ziqing's words were filled with a fierce aura. She even secretly observed Lin Fei's expression. Fortunately, there was no change, so she heaved a sigh of relief. This was her temper. If you asked her to speak in a ladylike manner, she would definitely not be able to do it. Yen Wuhan was very angry. He shook his head and said, Lin Ziqing, this is something that my Yen family needs. Please be magnanimous. Yen Wuhan had to buy this plant. However, he was unhappy with the old man's tone, so he made a fuss. There was really no one here who would dare to fight with a top family for something. Lin Ziqing did not know why Lin Fei was here, but it more or less had something to do with this plant. She could not give Yen Wuhan any face. Moreover, the Yen family and the Lin family had always been on bad terms. I want it. You can scram now. If you have the confidence to fight with me, then go ahead. If I even frown, I'm not Lin Ziqing. Yen Wuhan took a deep breath, turned around, and left. The veins on his hands popped, and then he retracted them. Miss Lin, you're a good person. The old man also recognized Lin Ziqing, and said gratefully. Lin Fei spent 1.5 million to buy this plant. In the eyes of outsiders, it seemed that Lin Ziqing liked this plant. Your branch manager has quite a temper. The moment he opened his mouth, he scared away the genius of the Yen family. Lin Fei said with a smile. Lin Ziqing was really afraid that Lin Fei would say something about this matter. Alright, boss, why did you think of buying this thing? I think it looks quite ordinary. It doesn't seem to have any special attribute. Lin Fei laughed. This thing really doesn't have any use. It's just that this fruit contains a trace of fire attribute, which is a little helpful for martial artists' cultivation. However, this thing is for my pet to eat as a snack. Lin Fei did not forget his pet clown. It was a phoenix. Eating more fire attribute things was beneficial to its growth. Pet snack. Lin Ziqing's eyes widened. You're using something worth more than 1 million to snack your pet? As expected, the boss is rich and willful. If Yan Wuhan knew about this, he would probably cry in the toilet. I can't help it. I just have money. Lin Fei was also amused. Chapter 41-23. Lin Ziqing is too despicable. It's fine if I let her have her way, but this time, she even dared to snatch my things. In the distance, Yan Wuhan gritted his teeth so hard that they almost broke. He watched Lin Ziqing and the others leave, but he didn't dare to go up and snatch the thing back. Yan Wuhan really wanted to give himself a slap. This was what he had done. Now, he didn't know how to go back and explain, because this thing wasn't needed by the actors, but he had bought it for someone else. Young Master Yan, what should we do now? The thing is in Lin Ziqing's hands, it won't be easy for him to get it back. Yan Wuhan's eyes turned cold. I'll go find Uncle. If he takes it back now, I'll be punished at most, but the good days of the Lin family are coming to an end. What he didn't know was that Yan Wuhan's words might not have been heard by others, but Lin Fei, who was walking forward, heard it clearly. The good days of the Lin family are coming to an end. Yan Wuhan deliberately lowered his voice, but it still escaped Lin Fei's ears. He frowned slightly, then returned to normal and casually asked, the Lin family and the Yan family don't seem to get along well. Lin Ziqing didn't know why Lin Fei would ask this, but he still nodded. Our Lin family and the Yan family do have a big conflict. It can be said that this matter has something to do with you, but if you want to explain it clearly, it can't be explained in a few words. With this sentence, Lin Fei felt that it was enough. This Yan Wuhan was probably scheming something again, and there was a high probability that he was going to take advantage of the Lin family. If it was somewhere else, Lin Fei definitely wouldn't care, but this was Beijing, and he still had a little bit of relationship with the Lin family. Although this was something that Lin Fei didn't want to admit, his blood still belonged to the Lin family, and this couldn't be changed. Even if the entire Lin family was finished, it had nothing to do with Lin Fei. However, the parents that he had never met were more or less a sore point for Lin Fei. Lin Fei was now an undying expert. He could forget everything. Although he could seal everything, he still couldn't get past his own barrier. Therefore, Lin Fei decided to take a look. If the Yan family really dared to do anything, it would be fine if they were to deal with the Lin family, but if they were to make a move against the first branch, then they would touch Lin Fei's bottom line. Boss, this is the auction. Our luck is pretty good today. It's the medium-sized auction that happens once every 3 months. Every medium-sized auction has a lot of good stuff. Do you want to go in and have a look? Lin Fei said casually. Then let's go in and take a look. It's still early anyway. The layout of the auction house was simple, with rows of tables and chairs. It was a public auction house. There were no private rooms here, so everyone was sitting on chairs. There were already a lot of people in the auction house. There were at least 100 of them, and Lin Fei even saw about 10 grandmasters. As for the Dark Realm, there were more than a dozen of them. Yanjing is indeed a place with crouching tigers and hidden dragons. In the East Sea there are not so many experts. Lin Fei and Lin Ziqing randomly found a place to sit. This place was not very eye-catching, and it was relatively in a corner. After sitting down, Lin Fei heard many people talking about the Wang family. Of course, most of them were talking about Lin Fei. Boss, if these guys all know that you are that person, I wonder what their expressions will be. I think it will be very interesting, Lin Ziqing said in a low voice. Lin Fei did not have such a bad taste. Hey, strange, why are there so many people today? I remember there were not many people in the last auction that happened every 3 months. Today I see several Grand Master experts, and people from the top 5 families are here. Lin Ziqing exclaimed softly, a little shocked. It seems that something good has appeared today. I wonder what it is. Lin Fei also noticed several Grand Master expert. They were very strong, stronger than ordinary Grand Masters. If there was no accident, they should be from Yanjing. At this time, a figure walked in front of them. There was another person next to the figure. Niece Lin, long time no see. After the person came over, Lin Ziqing also stood up and said calmly, Uncle Yen, you are too polite. I remember we just met last time. Did Uncle Yen forget so quickly? The person who came was a Grand Master expert from the Yen family, and standing behind him was Yen Wuhan. Yen Tianan said, I heard that niece bought a plant and spent 1.5 million. I wonder if you can transfer it to our Yen family. Our Yen family will pay 3 million, and you will earn 1.5 million. I wonder, how about niece Lin? Lin Ziqing subconsciously looked at Lin Fei, and was a little surprised. That thing only contained the power of fire, and Lin Fei gave it to his pet as a snack, and now the Yen family was willing to pay 3 million to buy it back. But this thing was not hers. Uncle Yen, I am really sorry, I am not selling this thing. Right now, the Yen clan had an esteemed guest, and this plant was bought for that esteemed guest. Yen Tianan was in charge of this matter, and he sent Yen Wuheng over, but in the end, he was there to play with his temper, and it was bought by someone else. Moreover, the person who bought it was Lin Ziqing, and under such circumstances, he could only tell Yen Tianan. After Yen Tianan scolded her, he had no choice but to come personally. He felt that Lin Ziqing would give him face. Niece Lin, this thing is useless to you anyway. How about I add another 1 million to make it 4 million for you? Yen Tianan's tone also sank. Then you have found the wrong person. Even if you offer 400 million, I will not sell this plant. When Lin Ziqing did not know what to say, Lin Fei's faint voice sounded. Boy, you are not qualified to speak here. Shut up. Yen Wuhan, who was originally full of anger, directly slapped over with full strength. Obviously, he wanted to teach this person a profound lesson. A loud bang resounded. Lin Fei kicked out, and Yen Wuhan flew out like a cannonball, hitting the high platform not far away. The scene was in chaos. Everyone's eyes were cast over. Yen Tianan also took a deep breath. The person in front of him was too strange, but he kicked Yen Wuhan, who was at the early stage of the Grand Master realm, out. What kind of strength was this? The other party was too arrogant. He was still standing, representing the Yen family. You hurt my Yen family's people, and you still dare to sit there swaggeringly. Get out of here. Yen Tianan clenched his 5 fingers and instantly grabbed down. Lin Fei did not move, and Yen Tianan grabbed Lin Fei's shoulder, but after this grab, a powerful force surged up. Bang 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 bang. Yen Tianan knocked away countless chairs and heavily hit Yen Wuhan's body. The scene was silent. Chapter 41-24. Yen Tianan was beaten, and he was in a very sorry state. The dignified Grandmaster of the Yen family, an existence that no one dared to say a word about in Yanjing, was sent flying by an unknown guy in the warrior auction house. If it didn't happen in front of them, who would believe it? It was true. While everyone was shocked, they began to guess, what was the identity of this young man? Or did the Lin family have another powerful expert? No matter how they guessed, no one suspected anything, as if this person had appeared out of thin air. You actually dared to make a move. Who gave you the courage? Today, if I, Yen Tianan, don't skin you alive, then I don't have the qualifications to continue being a grandmaster in Yanjing. Yen Tianan crawled up, blood flowing from the corner of his mouth. His entire body was in pain, as if his entire body was about to fall apart. He never thought that the guy who seemed to be Lin Ziqing's subordinate would actually have such ferocious strength. He clenched his 5 fingers, and the power that was reflected back was like a torrential river. It was not something that the power in his body could withstand. If it was somewhere else, then so be it. If he lost face, then so be it. If no one saw, then he would just turn around and leave. At most, he would suffer a loss. Today, he really could not leave. With so many people looking at him, he represented the Yen family, represented a grandmaster. If he left now, wouldn't it mean that the Yen family was afraid of this young man? This was something that Yen Tian-nan absolutely did not want to see, so today's matter had to be settled. Then the best way to settle it was to personally defeat this guy. The best outcome would be to dig out the power behind him and destroy it immediately. Otherwise, once these people left the cultivator auction, the news would spread like wildfire. Yen Tian-nan had been arrogant in Yanjing his entire life. He did not want to be defeated by a junior. If a junior stepped on him, then he would not be able to raise his head for the rest of his life. Clear breeze sword art. Yen Tian-nan took a sword from his subordinate's hand. Striding forward, he displayed the Yen family's clear breeze sword art. This clear breeze sword art was based on speed. When Yen Tian-nan executed it, everyone felt as if the temperature had dropped quite a bit. They only saw the sword light turn into a cool breeze, causing them to recall the feeling of a cool breeze. Yen Tian-nan is indeed the Yen clan's grandmaster. This clear breeze sword art is too sharp. I'm afraid he has already comprehended sword intent. Even I would not be able to block this sword technique. I wonder if that kid can block it. I don't think so. This is a sword technique unleashed by a veteran grandmaster in a fit of rage. Its power is 30 to 50% more powerful than usual. It won't be easy to withstand. Many grandmaster experts sighed inwardly when they saw the clear breeze sword technique. The grandmasters of top-notch clans were indeed different. When they used this set of sword techniques, their might was boundless and profound. You have the nerve to take out such a lousy sword technique? It's full of flaws. Lin Fei sat there without moving. With a flick of his hand, a formless sword chi shot out. Its sharpness sliced through the void. The sword chi that was like a cool breeze crumbled. Formless sword chi, this is formless sword chi. You actually managed to cultivate formless sword chi. Yen Tian-nan's entire face turned pale as he was once again sent flying. I said you can't do it. Is there a need for you to suffer like this? Or does your Yen clan, as a top-notch clan, subconsciously think that people like us can be easily bullied? A formless sword chi was unleashed. The sharpness of the aura was so great that even the surrounding people shivered in fear. This formless sword chi could only be unleashed after reaching a certain realm. In the entire Yanjing, there was basically no one who could unleash this formless sword chi. You, who exactly are you? Yen Tian-nan covered his wound with his hand and struggled to get up. The wound on his body was shocking. Anyone who saw it would be afraid. This was left behind by the formless sword chi. Yen Tian-nan felt as if he had walked around the gates of hell. He could not block this sword at all. He did not even have the strength to block it. He did not even dare to think about how he could survive. Once again, he breathed in the fresh air. Yen Tian-nan was already full of fear and uneasiness towards this young man. If it was not for the mentality of a veteran grandmaster, forcing him to calm down, if it was an ordinary person, he would have already collapsed. Therefore, he only wanted to know who this person was. To be able to unleash formless sword chi at such a young age, there might not be a second person in the entire Yanjing. Who is causing trouble here? Do you not put our martial sect in your eyes? A group of people came from afar. As soon as the voice came out, everyone subconsciously opened up a path. They only saw a middle-aged man in white rushing over angrily. Behind him, there were more than 10 martial artists, all of them were in the dark realm. Many grandmaster experts recognized the person. This person was the person in charge of the martial artist auction, Wu Qiankuan. He was a veteran master ranker. He belonged to the same era as Yen Tian-nan. All these years, he had been in charge of the martial artist auction. Those who could recognize Wu Qiankuan were basically from the older generation. No one dared to underestimate Wu Qiankuan. Wu Qiankuan was most proficient in calculation. As soon as he came over, He noticed Yen Tiannan, who was covering his wound. The expression in his eyes also slightly changed. He knew Yen Tiannan's strength. It seemed that his injury was not light. The person who attacked was also a sword expert. Wu Qiankuan could also feel the extraordinariness. Brother Tiannan, this is our martial sex healing pill. Take it first. I will definitely give you an explanation for today's matter. Wu Qiankuan did not ask for the reason. In any case, the Yen clan could not be offended. Moreover, the martial sect and the Yen clan had a tacit understanding. They could be considered as comrades of the same sect. Wu Qiankuan subconsciously sided with Yen Tiannan. Yen Tiannan was indeed afraid of the young man who attacked. Brother Qiankuan, you have to be careful. This kid has cultivated formless sword qi, which is extraordinary. You absolutely cannot resist it. When Wu Qiankuan heard this, his heart could not help but skip a beat. It was formless sword qi again. Others might not know, but their martial sect really did know about a recent matter. That was, the experts of the Wang clan were injured by formless sword qi. Is your martial sect also planning to make a move? If that's the case, then hurry up and make a move. Don't waste everyone's time. Lin Fei's voice sounded. Wu Qiankuan looked forward and saw a young man sitting steadily. However, when he looked, his whole body was instantly covered in cold sweat. Young Master Lin, you misunderstood. For a person like you, how could our martial sect dare to make a move? Aren't you making things difficult for us? Wu Qiankuan quickly explained. Now, who doesn't know how terrifying Lin Fei is? A foreign dragon crossing the river. Bookseller's reading website. Chapter 41-25. Wu Qiankuan appeared. Many people thought that a good show was about to be staged. One must know that Wu Qiankuan was an old-fashioned person with a traditional mindset. In his territory, he never allowed people to cause trouble. Even if it was people from other families, he would not give them face. All along, few people dared to cause trouble in the warrior auction. Once they were targeted by Wu Qiankuan, they would not have a good ending. If it was light, they would be bedridden for a few months. If it was heavy, even the family would have to pay a price. This kind of thing was not rare. They thought that Wu Qiankuan would suddenly cause trouble after seeing the other party. If they were to compare strength, Wu Qiankuan's strength was a level higher than Yen Tiannan's. But the next scene shocked everyone. Wu Qiankuan actually said something good. He was terrified. Could it be someone from the Lin family? No, if the Lin family really had such a powerful person, the Lin family would not be as low-key as they are now. Wait a minute, the one with the surname Lin. I just thought of someone. Does everyone still remember the commotion caused by the Wang family a few days ago? I heard that the one who went to visit the Wang family was someone with the surname Lin. He is very young, and seems to have used the invisible sword qi. I remember, he seems to be called Lin Fei. With the help of some people, they recalled. Everyone sucked in a breath of cold air. He is Lin Fei. Everyone had heard of Lin Fei's name, but they had only seen him a few times. He was a dragon that crossed the river. Yen Tiannan was shocked. In the past few days, the most famous person was Lin Fei. He went to visit the Wang family empty-handed and came out unscathed. On the contrary, the Wang family did not make a sound. There were even rumors that the Xiantian experts of the Wang family were injured. This news was not confirmed, but within the top families, which family did not have spies, they more or less knew some news. If the person in front of them was Lin Fei, then everything was very normal. He dared to visit the Wang family, and it seemed very reasonable for him to beat up the people from the Yen family. Lin Fei had strength, and he might even have a huge backing. Lin Fei was not surprised that he was recognized. As one of the huge forces, if the martial gate couldn't even recognize this, then this force would really be laughed at by others. You're right. I'm Lin Fei. What can I do for you? Or do you think you can exchange a few moves with me? If you want, I don't mind fulfilling your wish. With a buzzing sound, An invisible sword chi turned into a stream of light and flashed past Wu Qiankuan's side. A statue not far away was cut in half at the waist, leaving a sharp cross-section. The sharp aura once again shocked everyone. At first glance, no one had noticed it. But this time, everyone truly felt the terror of this invisible sword chi. Even a reinforced steel plate might not be able to withstand the cutting of this invisible sword chi. Wu Qiankuan knew that Lin Fei was not weak, but the moment the invisible sword chi appeared, he knew that he was no match for Lin Fei. Lin Fei was a Xiantian expert who had a profound grasp of the sword Dao. Invisible sword chi could only be used at the Xiantian realm. Young Master Lin, you must be joking. How can I be a match for a genius like you? I still have this bit of self-awareness. How could Wu Qiankuan dare to make a move, unless he wanted to experience the power of the invisible sword chi? In his heart, he was also very sullen. If you don't have any objections, then that's for the best. I'm a very easy person to talk to, but once I get angry, then it's different. Lin Fei glanced at Yan Tiannan in the distance. Yan Tiannan was covered in cold sweat from this glance. He finally knew why he was no match for Lin Fei. This was someone who even dared to provoke the Wang family. Yan Tiannan was strong, but he was no match for Lin Fei. The opponent was at least a Xiantian realm expert. Although there was only a step between the two, it was not something that Yan Tiannan could catch up to. Right now, Yan Tiannan's face was full of bitterness. Originally, a matter that could be easily resolved, but in the end, it turned into such an unforeseen event. Yan Tiannan really wanted to slap Yan Wuheng to death. Yan Wuheng had naturally heard of the name Lin Fei, because a few of his Yan family members had suffered at the hands of Lin Fei. A long time ago, Yan Wuheng had even boasted that if he were to meet Lin Fei one day, he would definitely make Lin Fei suffer. But now, that invisible sword chi had left an indelible mark in his heart. Even if he had 100 guts, he would not dare to make a move. It was true that he was a genius. As for Lin Fei, he was a genius among geniuses, a monster among monsters. There was no way to compare him at all. Young Master Lin, we were wrong in this matter. We don't want that plant anymore. This is a little compensation from our Yan family. I hope that young Master Lin can accept it. Yan Tiannan also knew how to do things. He brought Yan Wuheng over, kicked him to the ground, and handed over an apology gift. It was a cash check with 100 million written on it. Using 100 million to resolve this conflict, Yan Tiannan was really generous. Young Master Lin, I was wrong. I won't dare to do it again. Yan Wuheng kowtowed. The surrounding Grandmaster experts, while sucking in a breath of cold air, also secretly remembered this young face. They swore that when they returned, they would definitely make the disciples of their family remember this person and never offend him. Even a veteran Grandmaster like Yan Tiannan was not his opponent. What was even more terrifying was that he had already reached the innate level at such a young age. Lin Fei also did not continue to find trouble with Yan Tiannan. I'll accept the apology gift. You can leave now. Thank you, young Master Lin. Yan Tiannan brought Yan Wuheng and turned to leave. Brother Qiankuan, this matter, the Yan family will give you an explanation. Yan Tiannan also felt embarrassed that such a thing had happened in the martial artist auction house. Wu Qiankuan also secretly rejoiced that his temper had become a lot better over the years. If it was before, he would have made a move without saying a word. Once he really made a move, the martial school might have to bleed a lot. Young Master Lin, why don't you sit somewhere else? It's rare for you to come to our martial school, it's our honor. If the president knew, he would definitely be very happy. Lin Fei smiled and refused. Forget it, I'm here to participate in the auction today. Just don't let me make a wasted trip. Wu Qiankuan revealed a smile. You can rest assured, today's auction will definitely satisfy you. Wu Qiankuan was also observing Lin Fei. Fortunately, Lin Fei was not angry. Young Master Lin, if you have any instructions, just say it, don't be polite. After Wu Qiankuan exchanged a few words, he left. He had to tell the president the news of Lin Fei coming to the martial artist auction. Lin Fei was now a dragon crossing the river. Not everyone liked him. Boss, you're still the best. This Yen Tiannan and Yen Wuheng are not some nameless people. I didn't expect them to suffer such a big loss in your hands. Just thinking about it makes me vent my anger. The scene in front of him made Lin Ziqing the happiest. There were many conflicts between the Yen family and the Lin family. To be able to see two grandmasters suffer a big loss, Lin Ziqing could not wait to immediately tell the family and let everyone be happy. You also have a day where you suffer a loss. Bookseller's website. Chapter 4126. Yen Family Villa. It was also located in the outskirts of Yanjing. It occupied a large area and was not inferior to the Wang family villa. The younger generation of the Wang family, including the older generation, all lived here, forming a large group. Yen Tieshua also received the news at once, and he flew into a rage. Lin Fei is really daring. Not only did he offend the Wang family, but now he's offending our Yen family. Does he really think that we won't dare to do anything? Yen Tieshua knew a lot about Lin Fei. Not long ago, a Yen family disciple suffered a loss in his hands and was blacklisted by the Yen family. He was blacklisted by the Yen clan, but the Yen clan did not do anything about it. Now that Lin Fei had dared to steal something that belonged to the Yen clan, they could not let him off easily. Not only did he steal something, he also injured Yen Tiannan and Yen Wuheng. This was stepping on the Yen family's head. If it was any other time, it wouldn't matter. But this time, the Yen family had contacted a big shot. There couldn't be any mistakes. Family head, now that the thing is in Lin Fei's hands, it will be difficult to get it back. If that big shot gets angry, our Yen family won't be able to handle it. Yen Tiannan's face was pale and without a trace of blood. I can only talk to that person personally. I hope he can understand us. Yen Tieshua glared at Yen Wuheng. Scram. You are not allowed to leave for a month. If you dare to step out of your room, I'll break your legs and you won't be able to leave for the rest of your life. Reflect on what you did wrong. Yen Tieshua hated Yen Wuheng for failing to meet his expectations. In a courtyard of the Yen family, it was very quiet. Yen Tieshua pushed the door open and entered. His footsteps were much lighter. Little Tai, you've brought the thing I wanted. If someone heard this, they would be shocked. Yen Tieshua was in his 60s and was called Little Tai. It was obvious that this person was not someone to be trifled with. Deacon Luo, I'm really sorry. There was an accident with the thing you wanted. I'm afraid it will be delayed for a few days. Yen Tieshua braced himself and said. There was a person in his 40s or 50s sitting in the courtyard. A cold gaze shot over, and the air seemed to be covered in frost. Little Tai, this is how you work for me. Naturally imposing without anger. With a loud bang, Yen Tai retreated 6 steps. Every step he took left a footprint on the ground, and blood trickled down from the corner of his mouth. You're really useless. I asked you to do something small and you're like this. If I asked you to do something big, you wouldn't even be able to do it. Yen Tieshua could not bring himself to be angry in front of this person. He said timidly in a low voice, Deacon Luo, please give me a chance. I will definitely bring that thing back. As the head of the Yen clan, he was an extremely powerful figure in Yanjing. However, who knew that the middle-aged man in front of him, who looked like he was in his 40s or 50s, was the real terror? Because he came from the Kunlun mystic realm. I've watched you grow. You've done well in the previous few things, but you've let me down on this matter. Fortunately, it's just a medicinal herb. It's not a big deal. I want to know who robbed it. There shouldn't be anyone in Yanjing who dares to rob this old man's things, right? The man called Deacon Luo said in an indifferent tone. Every word he said was filled with a terrifying pressure. It's an outsider. His name is Lin Fei. He's an inborn expert. The thing was robbed by him. 2 of our grandmasters were injured, Yen Tieshue said honestly. Lin Fei. Is it that Lin Fei who caused trouble in the Wang clan recently? Deacon Luo said with a smile. I didn't expect a junior to step on your Yen clan. What a joke. Yen Tieshue could only stand there silently. I heard that this person's background is quite mysterious. He might be from some sect. It's normal for your Yen clan's grandmasters to be no match for him. Just arrange for someone to keep an eye on him. After I'm done with the Lin family, I'll deal with that guy. No matter how troublesome a person was, he was just a stronger ant in the eyes of Deacon Luo. For now, he wasn't worth his time. Leave such a small matter to our Yen clan. Although he's an inborn expert, our Yen clan has inborn experts too. Now, many people think that our Yen clan is a pushover. It's time to punish the chicken to warn the monkey, Yen Tieshue said coldly. Yen Tieshue would transfer all the grievances he had suffered to Lin Fei. The only fortunate thing was that Deacon Luo wasn't really angry. Otherwise, he wouldn't be sitting here. Are you sure that the item is in the hands of the Lin family? You're not mistaken. You should know that I can't come out whenever I want after coming out of the Kunlun mystic realm. If you mess this up, you should know the consequences. Yen Tieshue nodded. I know. I know that the item is in the hands of the Lin family, because the disciple of the Lin family has been bought over by our Yen clan. Soon, our people will support him to become the new clan leader of the Lin family. I think it's best to go 5 days later, because it's the 90th birthday of the Lin family's old ancestor. There's no better time than that. At that time, all the blood members of the Lin family will be there. We can get rid of the Lin family in one fell swoop. Who asked them to get something that they shouldn't have? Deacon Luo laughed. That's good. The commotion caused by the martial artist auction was quickly suppressed. However, everyone knew who Lin Fei was. Not only was he young, he was also more overbearing than expected. The Yen clan beat the people of the martial sect just like that. He even suppressed the martial sect to the point that they didn't dare to say anything. It was absolutely inconceivable for an outsider to have such ability. The auction was carried out as scheduled. It had to be said that the items in this auction were quite good. There were cultivation techniques, secret techniques, and all kinds of things. Of course, the prices weren't cheap. Often, they started from a few million, and this was still relatively cheap. Most of the items had a price of tens of millions. There were 3 to 5 items that were auctioned for more than 100 million. The poor scholar and the rich martial artist were vividly experienced at this moment. There was nothing that caught Lin Fei's eye. He wasn't interested in it either. He had been happy for nothing. Lin Fei didn't bid for anything, which made those people heave a long sigh of relief. After all, if Lin Fei really took a fancy to something good and wanted to fight for it, this young man might rely on his martial arts. This kind of thing was not certain. Being young and frivolous, wasn't it someone like Lin Fei? The last item for today's auction is a special key. The key is called the Divine Dragon Key. After being appraised by our experts, this Divine Dragon Key should be the pass to open the checkpoint of a certain secret realm. And according to the investigation of our people, this Divine Dragon Key should be related to the legendary Divine Dragonland. Booksellers Reading Website. Chapter 41-27. Land of the Divine Dragon? Wait, isn't that the legendary birthplace of Xia? Could there really be such a place? Everyone present was a little dumbfounded. Then, they became excited. Whether it was real or not, it had to be real for it to be auctioned at the warrior auction. As far as I know, as long as 10 Divine Dragon Keys are gathered, the land of the Divine Dragon can be opened. The exact location of the land of the Divine Dragon is where the 10 Divine Dragon Keys are gathered. I don't know if it's real or not. I don't know where the Divine Dragon Keys are either, but this is a rare opportunity for everyone. If you miss it, you might regret it for the rest of your life. The auctioneer was eloquent. With just a few words, he raised everyone's spirit. A woman in a cheongsam carried a box covered with a red cloth. After the red cloth was removed, a dragon-shaped key appeared in front of everyone. The dragon key was black, with tiger claws and fangs. It exuded a dragon's aura. Even though it was just a key, everyone could tell that the dragon's aura was extraordinary. It was as if they were facing a real dragon. It was an incredible feeling. This is the bloodline aura left behind by the Azure Dragon. Lin Fei, who had lost interest, suddenly perked up. He felt a familiar aura from the key. It was the aura of the Azure Dragon, one of the 4 sacred beasts. There's a land of the divine dragon in China? Lin Fei asked Lin Ziqing. Lin Ziqing was an erudite and knowledgeable person. She frowned and said, "The land of the divine dragon seems to exist. I remember reading about it in an ancient book, but there's not much information about it. If it wasn't for the auction, I would have forgotten that there's such a place in China. It's just that no one knows where the land of the divine dragon actually is." Lin Ziqing took a deep breath. "I think that once the Dragon God Key appears, all the martial artists in China will go crazy. It's very significant. I finally understand why the people of the 5 big families are here. Anyone who is interested can come up and take a look. This divine dragon key is the real deal." The people from the top families who were sitting at the front could not sit still anymore. They all stood up to take a look at the divine dragon key. After they came down, they looked very excited. They lowered their heads and whispered to each other, as if they were discussing something. Lin Fei's spiritual consciousness enveloped the divine dragon key. He discovered that there was a gap on the divine dragon key, and this gap should have merged with the other divine dragon key. Hidden within the divine dragon key was a sealing power. The power was extremely strong, yet it was perfectly contained within the divine dragon key. Under the power of the seal, there was a small part of the map. This map was left behind by an unmatched power. Even after endless time passed, it wasn't affected in the slightest. It was extremely vivid. Lin Fei wasn't very familiar with the world's geography, but he could tell at first glance. The land of the divine dragon should be in the north. As for which part of the north it was, he still had to search carefully. Of course, it wouldn't be difficult to find it. The real difficulty lay in the divine dragon key. It seemed like only the divine dragon key could open the entrance. "Huaxia really has a lot of good stuff hidden away," Lin Ziqing said seriously. "I heard from my father that Huaxia was very glorious in the past. However, for some reason, many experts disappeared overnight, and many cultivation techniques became consummate skills. Because the divine dragon key is not ordinary, we will not compete with money in the auction. Instead, we will use bartering. Whoever offers the highest value will be the one to exchange the divine dragon key. I hope that everyone will consider carefully before bidding." The auctioneer announced the rules of the auction. As soon as the rules were announced, many people had a change of heart. The forces that could come to the auction were all rich people. They could easily take out hundreds of millions or even billions. However, if they used the method of bartering, it would be a completely different story. Money was easy to earn, but these things couldn't be compared to money. The scene fell into a brief silence. Soon, some forces spoke up. "Our Skycloud Tower will offer an innate stage cultivation technique." The representative of Skycloud Tower was a middle-aged fatty with a big belly. He had a simple and honest smile on his face. Skycloud Tower was not a small force in Huaxia. Although it was still some distance from the top forces, it was still considered a first-class force. "Fatty, an innate stage cultivation technique is nothing. Our square sect will offer 2 innate stage cultivation techniques to suppress you." Another force stood up and said, "For martial artists with an innate stage cultivation technique, as long as they had enough talent and resources, they could break through to the innate stage. Without an innate stage cultivation technique, even if they had talent, they were destined to be stuck there. It was because they had no cultivation path. In Huaxia, resources were the most important. Among them, the ones that people cared about the most were cultivation technique. The cultivation technique resources in Huaxia were very limited. Basically, every innate stage cultivation technique was controlled by the big families and would never flow to the outside world. Even if it did, it would be chased by the strong families. On the black market, many people bought innate stage cultivation techniques at a high price. However, there was always a price but no supply. No one dared to sell an innate stage cultivation technique. Therefore, it was self-evident how important an innate stage cultivation technique was. The competition was very fierce. First, it was an innate stage cultivation technique. Then, it was supplemented by secret techniques and weapons. Every time it was a big prize. Isn't he tempted? Wu Qianquan had been paying attention to the situation. Among the people present, the only one he was concerned about was Lin Fei. Although the Dragon God Key was precious, it was a useless thing for the martial sect. Therefore, he took out this useless thing and aroused everyone's interest. Maybe another Dragon God Key would appear. If it wasn't for the appearance of Lin Fei, then Wu Qianquan wouldn't have paid so much attention to this auction. However, the presence of Lin Fei was different. He was afraid that this person would make a big scene. The price of the competition was also getting higher and higher. It was so high that it made people scream. However, more people were excited and ecstatic. The 5 big families also entered the competition, one after another. In the end, the Yi family bid the highest. 3 innate stage cultivation techniques, a secret technique, and the 3 requirements of the Yi family. This made the other families at a loss for a while. Among the 5 top families, the Yi family was ranked first. The 3 requirements of the Yi family would definitely make everyone excited. In the view of the auctioneer, if there was no accident, then this Dragon God Key would fall into the hands of the Yi family. And their martial artist auction house could also make a huge profit. So what if I can take out an innate stage cultivation technique? Being able to cultivate to the innate stage is the key. However, I, Lin Fei, am different. Lin Fei smiled and stood up. Brother Wu, what do you think? I believe that no one can bid a higher price than me. Bookseller's website. Chapter 41-28. The appearance of the Divine Dragon Key involved the land of the Divine Dragon. The 5 major clans immediately rushed to bid for it. Among them, the Yi clan offered the highest price, which convinced the other 4 clans wholeheartedly. After all, the Yi clan was a top-notch clan with a god of war like Yi Xian overseeing it. Any one of their conditions could make countless forces go crazy, not to mention 3 conditions. After Lin Fei spoke, everyone looked at Wu Qianquan, especially the experts of the Yi clan. This was a middle-aged man, the leader of this time. He also wanted to know what other things Lin Fei had opened that could surpass the Yi clan. Brother Wu, our Yi family is also fair. As long as you publicly announce what item Lin Fei is going to bring to the auction and satisfy me, I will give up on this Divine Dragon Key. Otherwise, I believe that no one can match our Yi family's offer. The man from the Yi clan spoke in a sonorous and forceful manner. He was extremely confident in his conditions. Wu Qianquan's face was a little red, and his hands and feet were trembling slightly. This was not visible to others, but the words still echoed in his mind. Cultivation method, even if there is an innate level cultivation method, how many can cultivate to the innate realm? I, Lin Fei, don't have many things, but I do have one thing that you don't have, and that is to give you a real innate expert. If your martial sect wants to take a step forward, you naturally need an innate expert. One more is one more deterrent force, and I can provide an innate expert to you, anytime, anywhere, as long as it is someone that your martial sect promote. These were the original words of Lin Fei. Through the secret sound transmission technique, it directly fell into Wu Qianquan's mind. Wu Qianquan could not do this level of means. None of the people present could hear this sound. Wu Qianquan was temporarily lost in thought. This was really a great temptation, even greater than the temptation of the Yi clan. The Yi clan provided an innate level cultivation method and took out 3 conditions. It indeed looked very tempting, but it was obviously a level lower than the martial sect producing an innate expert. The higher a cultivator's cultivation, the more difficult it would be. There was a huge gap between the Zhongshe realm and the Xiantian realm. Many people were stuck at this step, unable to cross it for their entire lives. Even if the martial gate was rich in resources and had blessed paradises, it was still very difficult to cultivate a true innate rancor. Up until now, the number of innate rancors in the martial gate was only 7, but only 2 or 3 of them had been cultivated. It was obvious how difficult it was. It wasn't something that could be seen in a few years. The martial gate was looking for all kinds of monstrous geniuses in order to increase the number of innate rancors. Wu Qianquan did not respond to the Yi clan's words. After all, this news was too harmful. If it were to spread, the entire martial arts circle would go crazy. At such a young age, Lin Fei had such a skill. This was what made all the forces afraid. Everyone, please wait a moment. This matter is too big, and I need to report it to the guild leader. Whether or not the guild leader decides to make it public will be up to the guild leader. Wu Qianquan indeed did not have the qualifications to make this matter public. The temptation was too great. Wu Qianquan also knew that as long as he dared to open his mouth, he would not have a good ending. He decisively chose to notify his guild leader. Wu Qianquan still had to take the blame. He, Wu Qianquan, could not. No one expected Wu Qianquan to say such a thing. Could it be that Lin Fei's conditions were stronger than the Yi clan's? No matter how they thought about it, they could not figure out what conditions Lin Fei would offer. I don't believe that the Yi clan's conditions can be better than mine. The middle-aged man from the Yi clan sat down again. Under the commotion, everyone became even more curious. They really could not figure out what good things Lin Fei, the dragon that crossed the river, could take out. Of course, the most important point was that since Wu Qianquan said such a thing, it must be something amazing. Boss, what did you say to Wu Qianquan? I remember that Wu Qianquan is usually a very old-fashioned person, but from the tone of his voice just now, he seemed to be controlling his excitement, which is very different from usual. Lin Ziqing more or less saw that Wu Qianquan's attitude was different. Guess. Lin Fei could not say that he specially sent an innate expert to the martial sect for the divine dragon key. If this was said, it would be a mess. Everything was within Lin Fei's expectations. Wu Qianquan did not dare to make it public. It was really too much information. Only the guild leader can deal with this kind of thing? Anyway, you just need to know that what I take out is something that the martial sect cannot refuse, even if it's the Lin family, the Yen family, the Gao family, or even the 5 families. Lin Ziqing was also full of doubts. What on earth did her uncle's son go through? He had become so mysterious. In an inconspicuous tea garden in Yanjing, people with a good nose could smell the floating tea fragrance. All kinds of tea fragrance gathered together, not interrupting the tea fragrance, but forming a unique existence. This was a sacred place for tea ceremony. The people who came here to taste the tea were the real people of Yanjing. In a private room, 2 men sat there. The sound of the zither lingered, and the tea artist was making tea. Her smooth movements were full of all kinds of beauty. Good tea, good tea. The 2 slowly tasted. Among them, the middle-aged man's phone rang. The middle-aged man slightly frowned, but he ignored it. When it rang for the second time, he took out his phone. What is Wu Qianquan doing? He knows that I can't be disturbed when I'm drinking tea. The man on the other side said, I know Wu Qianquan. He is very serious in his work. I'm afraid that something happened to the martial artist auction. If you don't deal with it, I guess Wu Qianquan can't handle it. The middle-aged man picked up the phone. No one knew what he heard, but his face suddenly changed, which was a great change from before. Are you sure he said that? After the middle-aged man hung up the phone, he drank the last cup of tea on the table and put down the cup. I'm afraid I can't drink tea with you today. Something really happened at the martial artist auction, and I have to go as the guild leader. Drinking tea requires a state of mind. If your state of mind is in a mess, drinking tea will be meaningless. I'll wait for you next time. The middle-aged man left the private room. Sitting in his exclusive car, the middle-aged man had been frowning. Lin Fei, do you really have the ability to turn something rotten into something magical? You can make a guru expert into an inborn expert. I'm afraid that even the Kunlun secret land doesn't have such means. But I still have to see it. It's very important for our martial arts sect. An inborn expert was a great deterrent. If Lin Fei really had this ability, the entire China and even the martial arts circle would change dramatically. Shukju website. Chapter 41-29. While everyone was waiting, Yi Zichen's expression changed. The calmest one should be Lin Fei. No one could figure out what Lin Fei was planning. The Yi family was the most anxious. When Wu Qiankuan informed the president, the Yi family also arranged for someone to inform the patriarch, Yi Xian, so that they could make arrangements. The dragon key was related to the land of the divine dragon, whether it was true or not. If the dragon key appeared, then the rest of the dragon keys would appear as well. If the Yi family had one more dragon key, it was equivalent to having one more right to speak. The other 4 families were more or less the same as the Yi family. They all passed on the news. When they came, they did not know that the final treasure was the dragon key, but since Wu Qiankuan personally invited them over, it must be a good thing. Wu Qiankuan's reputation in the circle was pretty good. He wouldn't say much if he had to. Wu Qiankuan personally greeted the president outside. As soon as the president got out of the car, Wu Qiankuan's eyes lit up. "President, you're finally here. If you didn't come, I would be embarrassed to continue. Tell me everything again. Remember, I want to know everything. Don't miss any details." The middle-aged man had to understand everything clearly in this short period of time. In less than a few minutes, Wu Qiankuan told him the whole story. "You said that Lin Fei knows the superior skill of secret voice transmission. He also said that he would personally help our martial sect get an innate master. Are you sure he is joking?" Wu Sihai asked. "I think the possibility is very high, because it has not been long since Lin Fei appeared. The most important thing is that he disappeared for 5 years. In these 5 years, it is very terrifying for an ordinary person to become a master. Not to mention that he is not a master, but an innate master. I think the possibility of his words is very high. If our martial sect can really add another innate master, our influence will greatly increase. As for the final choice, it still depends on the president," Wu Qiankuan said. "I think they have been waiting for a long time. Let's go in." Wu Sihai was also constantly thinking about how to choose. On one side was the Yi clan. With their qualifications, they would be of great help to the martial gate in the future. On the other side was Lin Fei, a guy who had appeared out of nowhere and had many secrets on him. Every time one layer was uncovered, another layer would appear. It was as if his entire body was shrouded in mystery. "President Wu is here. He's quite fast. I remember that he rarely comes to the martial artist auction. Could it be that Lin Fei's request has moved even the guild leader?" Wu Sihai entered the auction house. Everyone's expression began to change. This was especially evident in the Yi family. It was unknown how many times the martialist auction had been held, but the appearance of Wu Sihai, the president, could be counted on one hand. It wasn't something important. Normally, Wu Sihai would be in the tea house. In his words, the world was big, but not as big as drinking tea. Although everyone knew that this was a joke, those who truly knew the truth were still very clear. "I've made everyone wait for a long time. You all know that Beijing's traffic is terrible," Wu Sihai said to everyone. Traffic jams were nothing to everyone. It was obvious that this was a polite remark. Anyway, everyone had waited for so long. "I'll talk to little brother Lin Fei for a while. Everyone wait a little longer." Wu Sihai walked towards Lin Fei. I don't know if little brother Lin Fei has time, let's talk a little more. Wu Sihai needed to confirm one thing, and that was whether Lin Fei's words were true or not. Not everyone could raise a great master to the Xiantian realm. At the very least, Wu Sihai had never heard of such a thing before, unless it was some forbidden elixir. That was very harmful to the martial artist, and his entire future would be ruined. Generally, unless they had reached a dead end, they would not take this kind of elixir. Of course, if such elixir really existed, countless guru would choose to take it. As for the martial gate, there was also a kind of elixir that could enhance strength, but it was a kind of forbidden elixir that could enhance strength in a short period of time. Very few people would choose to take it, unless it was a matter of life and death. I won't say anything unnecessary. Everyone should be anxious. I'll say it again, if you believe it, you won't regret it. If you don't believe it, it doesn't matter. Anyway, you won't see it. It's that simple. Lin Fei didn't get up as he spoke calmly. Wu Sihai's brows furrowed even more. Do you want me to make my own choice? If possible, Wu Sihai would definitely choose the Yi family. After all, it was a real benefit, while Lin Fei had to take a risk. The choice between the two. It seemed fair, but the balance was unknowingly tilted to one side. Little brother Lin Fei, you really know how to talk. Such a question is difficult for me, Wu Sihai said jokingly. After seeing this scene, many people could not help but feel that Lin Fei was very bold. Even his words were so arrogant. In the younger generation, there were really not many people who dared to speak to Lin Fei like this. Looking at President Wu Sihai's expression, he was clearly hesitating. This made the 5 top clans feel even more uncomfortable. It was as if a cat was scratching their hearts, and they could not wait to unravel the mystery. Wu Sihai could become the president of the martial sect, and lead the martial sect all the way from being weak to where they were now. He was able to go against the Yan Huang battle team. Naturally, he was a man of courage. After thinking for a while, he announced to the crowd. Your Yi family's offer is not bad, but in the end I still choose Lin Fei. As for Lin Fei's offer, I will tell Yi Xian about it. I will tell Yi Xian about this. Wu Sihai would not choose to disclose Lin Fei's conditions. After all, it was too shocking. The warrior auction house ushered in quite a commotion. The middle-aged man from the Yi family was very disappointed. He did not expect that Wu Sihai would still choose Lin Fei. This made him very unhappy, but he also knew that since Wu Sihai had made this choice, he would not change his mind. I will report this matter to the patriarch, the man from the Yi family said. In fact, everyone wanted to know what item Lin Fei had offered that could make Wu Sihai so determined to stand on Lin Fei's side. Could it be that the items of their top clans were not as good as the items in Lin Fei's hands? Everyone had seen it before, and they really could not think of anything that could surpass their Xiantian-level technique. They had secret techniques, they had money, they had... No matter which one it was, it seemed to be able to crush this kid Lin Fei. But the final result was quite surprising. In 3 days, I will go to your martial sect. As for who you want to let break through, that will be up to the president. The secret voice transmission technique once again appeared in Wu Sihai's mind. Lin Fei took the divine dragon key that was sent down. He swaggered away. Chapter 4130. P.S. Thanks for the clueless grasshopper's tip. It's not easy to change the cover. The news about the Dragon God key spread like wildfire among the upper-class society. Of course, the upper class was only limited to the warrior circle. Only the 5 top families in Yanjing knew the exact origin of the Dragon Key. After the families returned to their families, they flipped through the relevant information and became more aware of the importance of the Dragon Key. It involved the land of the dragon, and it was extraordinary. It was a pity that the Dragon Key had fallen into the hands of Lin Fei. Lin Fei's strength was unfathomable. Even Wu Qiankuan and Wu Sihai, the president of the martial sect, did not dare to make a move on him. If it were them, they would not dare to make a move either. This was a very sad thing. The strength of a dragon crossing the river was really a mess. Master, do you think that Wu Sihai has tricked us? Until now, I still can't think of any conditions that are better than the Yi family's. In the yard, Yi Xian was making tea, savoring the fragrance in the tea. Several people stood in front of him, including the middle-aged man who went to the auction. At this moment, he said with a puzzled face, "It's just a divine dragon key. As long as the other divine dragon keys don't appear, this divine dragon key is really nothing." Yi Xian did not care much about this matter. He was not interested in what conditions Lin Fei had offered. You don't have to take this matter to heart. You just need to know that Lin Fei will become a senior elder of the Yan Huang battle team soon. These people from the Yi family had a puzzled look on their faces. That was just a dragon crossing the river. Why would their master have such an idea? He was not going to interfere. What did Lin Fei do? To change the impression of the master, it was scary just thinking about it. The Yi family was the calmest. Yi Xian knew that Lin Fei's strength was unfathomable. Since that time, his hidden injury had been cured. His strength had been increasing bit by bit, and he was getting closer and closer to breaking through that realm. At this critical juncture, Yi Xian would not make things difficult for Lin Fei. Nor did he have the confidence to do so. Even the sects in the Kunlun mystic realm could not tell that he had hidden injuries in his body. However, Lin Fei saw through it easily and allowed him to take the most important step forward. Yi Xian would not trouble Lin Fei. Meanwhile, Yan Tieshua also reported the news to Deacon Luo Sandao. Speaking of which, the divine dragon key appeared. Luo Three Blades' originally cold face exploded with a hint of excitement. His heart moved. "Are you sure?" Yan Tieshua nodded. Wu Men found a divine dragon key from somewhere and used it to exchange for benefits. As a result, that Lin Fei snatched it from the Yi family. Until now, we still haven't guessed what conditions Lin Fei offered that made Wu Sihai recognize the other party's words. Yan Tieshue could also tell that Three Blades Luo seemed to be interested in the dragon key. "Deacon Luo, is there something different about this dragon god key?" Yan Tieshue asked carefully. Three Blades Luo was originally in a bad mood. Because that herb was something that he wanted to get his hands on. It was only because of his identity that he did not go to the warrior auction venue. When he heard about the divine dragon key, the medicinal herbs were nothing. You people only know that the dragon god key is extraordinary, but do you know that in the land of the divine dragon, there are unparalleled treasures? Three Blades Luo said with a smile, "I'll tell you this. Wu Sihai is lucky that he did not keep the dragon god key. No matter who gets their hands on this dragon god key, they will not have a good ending. You have to know that when 10 dragon god keys come together and open that treasured land, there is unparalleled god's blood that can help people break through and go one step higher. Think about how sensational this news will be when it's spread." Yan Tieshue was also shocked. He never thought that such a thing could happen here. The dragon god key could also be exchanged for a large amount of credit in the sect. Three Blades Luo never thought that such a task could be completed. It was impossible to complete anyway. But now it was right in front of him, just one step away from him. How could Three Blades Luo not be happy? That was why he told Yan Tieshue such a thing. Yan Tieshue was still too ignorant. Just the 2 words, God's blood, were enough to shake his entire mind. Doesn't that mean that Lin Fei, who has the dragon god key, will immediately be targeted? Lin Fei, that's an interesting guy. Three Blades Luo laughed very coldly. Now it looks like I can settle old and new grudges. He stole my herb and gave me the dragon god key. If he knows what's good for him, this old man will send him on his way. Yan Tieshue knew that if Lin Fei was targeted by Three Blades Luo, he would not have a good future. No matter how unfathomable Lin Fei's strength was, he would lose the chance to struggle against Three Blades Luo. "Deacon Luo, do you need me to take that kid down? Why would a big shot like you make a move against a little guy?" Yen Tieshua volunteered to fight. Actually, he also wanted to see Lin Fei for himself. What gave him the guts to be so arrogant and domineering in Yanjing, and even be called a dragon crossing the river? Especially since their Yen clan had suffered losses time and time again. If they did not teach Lin Fei a lesson, people would really think that their Yen clan was as obedient as rabbit. They were not obedient rabbits, but real fierce tigers that could bite off a piece of flesh from the other party at any time. I heard that even the Wang clan suffered at his hands. Forget it. This old man will personally deal with this matter, lest a long night brings trouble. Find out where that kid went. Prepare to make a move tonight. How could Three Blades Luo sit still? That was the Dragon God key. Bringing it back to the sect would be a great merit. It could be exchanged for 1,000,000 merit. After working hard for 10 years, he had only accumulated 4 to 500,000 merit. Now that he could bring back a key, it would be 1,000,000 merit. Just thinking about it made him excited. A guy in the Khanate realm was at most in the early Khanate realm. There was no need to care at all. If he did not make a move now, once the news spread to those sects, more and more people would come to fight for it. Okay. Yen Tieshua felt a little regretful that he did not get the chance to make a move. But since Three Blades Luo had already said so, how could he dare to say anything else? Someone arranged to keep an eye on him quickly sent back news. Deacon Luo, I don't know what's wrong with that kid. He actually ran to the suburbs instead of staying in a 5-star hotel. Could it be that he knows something? Three Blades Luo laughed loudly. The suburbs are good. This is a chance for this old man to fulfill his wish. It was clear that Three Blades Luo preferred the downtown area and the outskirts. Everything was under his control. Three Blades Luo personally went after Lin Fei, and Yen Tieshua was lucky enough to go. Bookseller's Reading Website. Chapter 4131. After leaving the warrior auction, Lin Fei did not return to the city. He asked Lin Ziqing to send him to the suburbs on the other side. Lin Ziqing was confused. Don't know what you're not supposed to know. You can drive back now. Lin Ziqing was chased away just like that. She drove far away. A phone call pulled her back from her confusion. Dad, why did you call me? Aren't you always busy? Lin Ziqing's father was not a warrior, but a businessman. He had a high status in the Lin family and was busy with work every day. The clan leader wants you to come home immediately. Remember, immediately. Don't play outside. If the clan leader is unhappy, I'll teach you a lesson. Lin Ziqing pondered for a moment and immediately knew what was going on. I'll be back in a bit. Lin Ziqing knew that she had guessed correctly. The Dragon God key was very important. Lin Fei did not return to the city on purpose. When the Dragon God key appeared at the warrior auction, he could clearly feel the change in many people's expressions. He knew that the Dragon God key's origin was not simple. Of course, Lin Fei did not know the specific use of the Dragon God key. However, he believed that someone would tell him. This Dragon God key was the most unusual treasure that Lin Fei had obtained since his return. The land of the Dragon God was related to the origin of Huaxia. This made Lin Fei even more interested. Therefore, he prepared to go fishing and see how many big fish he could catch. If the other forces knew about this, they would definitely scold Lin Fei for being shameless and treating them like fish. Lin Fei knew that someone was following him. Moreover, the person was very skilled at following him. If it could be graded, it would at least be an 8. With a secret technique, he could follow him silently. It was indeed impossible for ordinary people to detect him. Lin Fei pretended that he did not know anything. He walked and stopped every now and then, putting on a vigilant look. On the other hand, the person following him in the dark was secretly pleased with himself. This time, I've made a great contribution. Even if you, Lin Fei, are a dragon crossing the river, so what? You're still under my watch. When the experts from the family come, let's see if you still have the qualifications to be arrogant. None of the martial artists in Yanjing had ever been convinced by Lin Fei. If he could see Lin Fei, the dragon that crossed the river, being beaten into a dead dragon, it would definitely be a very satisfying thing to do. The person who was following him had been secretly sending out his location. He was also quite curious. Where is this kid going? Lin Fei's speed was neither fast nor slow. He went all the way to the outskirts of the mountains and finally stopped by the river. He carefully took out the divine dragon key. Does he know something? The guy who had been following them secretly took a deep breath after seeing this scene. You must be tired after following me for so long. It's time for you to come out. Lin Fei's palm casually swept across the gravel beside him. Whoosh, whoosh, whoosh. Countless gravel turned into streaks of light and shot towards him. Damn it, he actually found me. Why didn't I know anything? The person who was following him was shocked and quickly chose to retreat. He was good at stalking, not fighting. With his powerful body movement technique, he did not know how many people's counterattack. However, just as he was about to take a step forward, a stone struck his left leg, causing him to wail in pain. I've been hit. Just like that, all his steps were messed up. Bang, 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 bang. Dozens of stones hit him and sent him flying. He smashed into the river and splashed a lot of water. Your body movement technique is not bad. It's a pity that you haven't perfected it. There are flaws everywhere. Lin Fei reached out and grabbed. The person felt a force enveloping him. He flew from the river and floated in front of the other party. I'm quite curious. Which side are you from? Remember, you only have one chance. Otherwise, you'll be thrown into the river to feed the fish. Lin Fei's words were like magic. The person's eyes became hazy and he lost consciousness. I'm Yi Feng, from the Yen family. Among so many people following him, only the Yen family's tracking method was the best. It was not a problem at all to follow those grandmaster experts. Unfortunately, he met Lin Fei. The Yen family is really generous. They actually arranged such a powerful tracking master outside. They should know the real secret of the Shenong key. Otherwise, they wouldn't be in such a hurry to act. From the person's words, Lin Fei also knew that the Yen family leader, Yen Tieshue, was on his way. After waking the person up with a slap, he casually threw him beside the river. Just sit there obediently and reply to whatever message your patriarch sends. Just like that, Lin Fei sat on a rock and closed his eyes to rest. Yi Feng, who was covered in injuries, did not dare to do anything. He was still in shock. Relying on those stones to defeat him was terrifying. Yi Feng even suspected that if Lin Fei did not want to know the news, he would have been killed by that force instead of hitting other parts of his body. Even though Lin Fei was resting with his eyes closed, in Yi Feng's eyes, Lin Fei was evil to the core. If he moved, he might become a corpse in the next second. Therefore, he could only obediently reply to the message. An hour and a half later, night had begun to fall. A few figures were shuttling through the forest quickly. The one in the lead was Luo Shandao. He covered a few meters with each step. His movement technique was much better than Yen Tieshue's. Deacon Luo is indeed different. His movement technique is much better than mine. I can't catch up with him even if I try my best. Luo Shandao was more excited than anyone else because he would soon get the divine dragon key. It was worth 1,000,000 credits. He could exchange it for a lot of good stuff in the Kunlun Mystery Land. Luo Shandao really wanted to thank Lin Fei for such a good thing. Therefore, he had decided that when he saw Lin Fei, he would send him on his way with one slash. There would not be a second slash. Luo Shandao's real name was not Luo Shandao's name. After he started practicing his saber techniques, he changed his name to Luo Shandao. He only used 3 slashes to kill his enemies. He had also pushed the name Luo Shandao to a very high position. Anyone who knew him would never dare to attack him because he would die within 3 slashes. This was not a joke. It was real. It's really in front. Luo Shandao could already feel the sound of breathing and the sound of running water. There were also 2 auras. He quickly locked onto one of them. You are the Lin Fei who stole my stones. Luo Three Blades slashed out with his saber and struck the pebbles. The pebbles fell like rain from the sky. Shook Shandao's website. Chapter 4132. Luo Sandao wanted to take down Lin Fei before everyone else, and then get his hands on the dragon key. A merit worth 1,000,000. Only when it was in his hands could it be considered truly in his hand. After Luo Sandao confirmed his opponent's identity, he slashed at the stones, and a sky full of stones flew towards Lin Fei like a meteor shower. The power of this slash was not weak. The power seeped into the stones, and each stone was like a bullet. It was not something that could be blocked by flesh and blood. Yan Tieshue came to the stream, but did not make a move. He knew that in this situation, he could only watch from afar. After Luo Sandao made his move, Lin Fei knew that this person should be the main force this time, but not the Yan family patriarch. Lin Fei still had this little bit of insight. No wonder you rushed over here in such a hurry. So you're quite strong. Striking first gives you the upper hand, and you can get all the benefits first, Lin Fei said with a smile. He casually waved his hand at the void. The powerful immortal body erupted with power like the autumn wind sweeping away the fallen leaves. These stones had been infused with a huge amount of power, but in the face of the autumn wind sweeping away the fallen leaves, they exploded continuously, turning into white mist that drifted away. This move alone shocked Luo Sandao. After all, the power contained in this slash was not weak, and it had been blocked by the opponent just like that. It was somewhat surprising. This move alone was not enough to make Luo Sandao retreat. He rushed forward with large strides. Triple wave. The saber slashed down. The saber light carried a heavy pressure, and even the power between heaven and earth was guided into this saber light. In an instant, this saber light became infinitely dangerous. Luo Sandao's powerful strength allowed him to explode with a powerful offensive. One slash contained 3 slashes, one followed by another, and the 3 slashes merged into one. This required great power and a strong physical body to be able to use it. The 3 saber lights were extremely fast, as if they were one slash. Luo Sandao did not believe that Lin Fei could withstand his triple wave. The long saber in his hand followed. Today should be the 2 big fish. It's time to reel in the net. Lin Fei smiled as he raised his hand and punched out. His punch collided with the blade light. Before the sharp blade light could even approach Lin Fei's fist, it was shattered into pieces by the surging power of Lin Fei's fist. The 3 saber lights also collapsed completely in the face of this punch. After shattering the saber light with one punch, he opened his fist and easily caught Luo Three Blades' blade with 2 fingers. With this, all of Luo Sandao's power seemed to fall into a world of nothingness, without a trace of power. With a crack, the tough saber was actually snapped in by the opponent. The quality of your saber is not good. With a whoosh, a flash of saber light appeared in front of Luo Sandao's eyes. With a muffled grunt, his entire body flew backwards and smashed into the side of the stream. The broken saber had pierced through half of his body above his left shoulder. You're not at the early Khanate stage. You're at least at the consummate Khanate stage. Luo Three Blades spat out a mouthful of blood. You're not an early stage innate. You're at least a complete innate. When Luo Three Blade made a move, victory or defeat would always be decided with one strike. However, he was disappointed this time. Lin Fei's strength was even more terrifying than he had imagined. How could there be such a terrifying guy in the younger generation? Who said I'm an early stage innate? You people just love to let your imagination run wild. Lin Fei's gaze swept across and landed on Yan Tieshue in the distance. Yan family head, I advise you not to move. It's better to stand still. Yan Tieshue had originally planned to go up and flatter him, but who knew that the next scene would happen so quickly? Luo Sandao, who came out of the Kunlun mystic realm, was actually defeated. Even the triple wave that he was so proud of did not cause any damage to the opponent. Instead, the weapon in his hand broke into two, and he himself was seriously injured. Yen Tieshua was trembling. His opponent's simple words made him feel as if he had fallen into an abyss, as if he was being stared at by a great demon. It was a very stifling feeling. He did not doubt that if he moved even a little, he would definitely not be able to gain any advantage. Lin Fei, how dare you disrespect Deacon Luo? Do you know Deacon Luo's identity? He is someone from the Kunlun mystic realm. Why aren't you kneeling down and kowtowing to apologize? Yen Tieshua demanded. Forget it. You'd better kneel and talk. An illusory palm appeared on Yen Tieshua's head. After a muffled groan, his entire body seemed to fall apart. He was stuck to the ground and fresh blood flowed out. He could not move at all. I already told you, it's good to be obedient. Why did you have to suffer? You people. Lin Fei raised his hand and grabbed. Luo Sandao flew over uncontrollably and was thrown in front of him. Now it's your turn. Confess everything. Lin Fei's eyes narrowed. Just as Luo Sandao was about to say something, he lost his train of thought and began to speak in a daze. This is too scary. How can Lin Fei be so scary? Luo Sandao is, after all, a deacon of the Kunlun mystic realm. His status is high, and it's not something a person like me can compare to. To think that he could not even put up a single resistance in front of Lin Fei. This is too scary. Yen Tieshua's entire body could not move. He did not know how many ribs and bones he had broken. In any case, he could not even muster an ounce of strength. He was, after all, the head of the Yen clan, and yet he could not even withstand a single blow. He really wanted to dig a hole and crawl into it. Luo Sandao knew more than Lin Fei. Furthermore, it was very detailed. It was not a waste for him to specially come to the outskirts. He had really caught two big fish. This Kunlun mystic realm is not simple. It was just that they did not interfere with the matters of the outside world. However, with the appearance of the divine dragon key, some people in the Kunlun mystic realm would probably be tempted. Luo Sandao told Lin Fei everything he knew. However, there was not much that could interest Lin Fei. He could not help but feel a little disappointed. It could only be said that Luo Sandao's status was still a little lacking. If he had the status of an elder, he would have known more. Lin Fei waved his hand and Luo Sandao fell to the ground once again, waking him up. Feeling the intense pain in his body, Luo Sandao knew that he was not dreaming. Go back and tell the Kunlun mystic realm that once the divine dragon key is in my hands, it's impossible to take it out again. Please send a decent expert when you arrange for someone next time. Trash like you better not come. Luo Sandao let out a cry and vomited another mouthful of blood. He was a middle-stage innate expert. How did he become trash? I will definitely convey this. Luo Sandao clenched his teeth. Chapter 41-33. Whether it was Luo Sandao or Yen Tieshua, they were just passers-by in Lin Fei's eyes. Luo Sandao's strength was quite good for him to be a deacon in the Kunlun Mystery Territory. One could imagine how strong the Kunlun Mystery Territory was. After finding out what he knew, Lin Fei left quietly. After that, Luo Sandao and Yen Tieshua left quietly. Luo Sandao and Yen Tieshua were in disbelief. How could he let us go just like that? Isn't he afraid of the Kunlun Mystery Territory's revenge? Luo Sandao roared. In the night, his voice reverberated continuously, startling countless birds. Disdain, this was blatant disdain. He completely looked down on him, a middle-stage post-celestial expert. Luo Sandao had never been disregarded like this before. It was too sad. Yen Tieshua was even more afraid to speak. He, the clan leader, was nothing in front of Three-Blade Luo, and even less so in front of Lin Fei. He could only watch as Three-Blade Luo vented his anger. What are you waiting for? Help me up, Luo Sandao snorted. Yen Tieshua went up to help Luo Sandao up. He was swaying, regretting not bringing more people. What should we do now? Lin Fei's strength was so brutal that it was a complete mess. Yan Tieshue did not have the mood to deal with him anymore. He knew Luo Sandao's strength. Even in front of Lin Fei, Luo Sandao was utterly defeated, let alone himself. Luo Sandao was also very depressed. That was a million merits, right in front of him. In the blink of an eye, it was gone, and he was despised by the other party. The other party's arrogance was boundless. He did not even put Luo Sandao or the Kunlun mystery territory in his eyes. Arrange for people to keep an eye on Lin Fei. If I can't handle a middle stage post-celestial, then I'll get a late stage post-celestial full completion post-celestial expert to come. No matter what, make him hand over the divine dragon key. Luo Sandao knew that he did not have the strength to compete with Lin Fei, but Kunlun mystery territory was full of experts. No matter what, he had to let Lin Fei know the power of Kunlun mystery territory. Lin Fei quickly returned to the 5-star hotel. To him, such a short distance was nothing. Playing with the divine dragon key in his hand, he was quite interested in this land of divine dragons. Since one divine dragon key has appeared, the remaining 9 keys should appear soon. I can sit back and wait for them to take the bait. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes and was no longer anxious. This was because no one could snatch the godly dragon key from him. No matter who it was, as long as they wanted to enter the land of the godly dragon, they would have to obtain the key from him. The matter of the divine dragon key caused a huge uproar in the martial arts circle. Everyone was paying attention to the situation. However, what made everyone dumbfounded was that the Yi family didn't do anything. The Yen family was the same. As for the Wang family, they didn't even dare to say a word. In a short period of time, the 3 forces did not utter a word, plus a martial sect, also did not retaliate. Invisibly, Lin Fei's name became a household name in the Yen-Jing martial arts circle once again. He was even more powerful than the influential figures. Lin Fei did not care much about these things. Right now, there was only one thing left for him to do in Yenjing, and that was related to the Lin family. When Lin Ziqing came looking for him again, it was already the 3rd day since that incident. I thought you would hide and never come. Seeing Lin Ziqing come up, Lin Fei smiled and said. Lin Ziqing's feelings were very complicated, especially the words of the clan leader. Even after a few days, she had not completely digested it. The Lin family must have pressured you. Lin Fei did not need to think to know what Lin Ziqing was facing. Lin Ziqing was indeed under a lot of pressure. The more outstanding Lin Fei's performance was, the more pressure she was under. Now the whole Lin family knew Lin Fei. However, with the precedent of Lin Fei breaking into the Wang family, although the family members did not like Lin Fei very much, no one was stupid enough to come to provoke him. At least Yen Tianan and other grandmasters were no match for Lin Fei, which proved one thing, that was, Lin Fei's strength was at least at the Grand Master late stage or the peak level. As for the rumored innateness realm, because no one in the innateness realm had shown up yet, everyone did not believe it. Boss, I can't hide anything from you. You're a big shot in our family now. I just don't know when you'll be able to visit the Lin family. Lin Ziqing smiled bitterly. She didn't plan to hide anything from Lin Fei. If possible, you'd better go to our Lin family the day after tomorrow, because that day is the 90th birthday of our old Lin family's old ancestor. Lin Fei smiled. Your Lin family is quite calculative. If I go to visit your Lin family's old ancestor's 90th birthday, and you come to recognize me as your relative, won't your Lin family's influence be greatly increased? This is a good deal. Boss, you think too much. Our Lin family will not do such a thing. Lin Ziqing knew it would be like this, but she had no choice but to say nothing. Not to mention the other disciples of the family in front of Lin Fei. Now everyone knew that Lin Fei was a powerful man in Yenjing. He did not even give face to the people of the martial school, let alone the Lin family. Moreover, the family did go too far in the past. They were even more ashamed to see Lin Fei. Then how can your Lin family be so kind as to invite me to participate in the old ancestor's birthday banquet? Lin Fei smiled and said, "There is no free lunch in this world. I still believe in this. The foundation of your Lin family is not even worth mentioning in my eyes." Lin Ziqing took a deep breath. "Boss, it was actually the old master who asked you to go to the Lin family. Because our Lin family has a treasure. This treasure has already been known by outsiders. The old master thought about it and thought that the treasure could not be kept, so he planned to give this treasure to you." Lin Ziqing took out a photo from her bag. "The old master said that when you see this photo, you should be interested in this treasure." Looking at the pitiful look on Lin Ziqing's face, which was very different from the appearance of the Valkyrie before, he still took the photo and casually glanced at it. "Your Lin family is really lucky. Unknowingly, you actually received a divine dragon key and such a magical tool. The power of this magical tool is also not bad. It should be a top-grade magical tool. This thing is like a treasure in Huaxia. The old ancestor of your Lin family really has a good eyesight. No treasure could be hidden in front of Lin Fei. He only needed a glance to see through the bottom line." "Ah, that thing is a top-grade magical tool?" No wonder the old master's face turned grave when he mentioned this thing. Lin Ziqing said in surprise. Bookseller's Reading Website. Chapter 4134. Lin Ziqing had originally planned to use the item left behind by the patriarch to send Lin Fei to his 90th birthday banquet 2 days later. However, she did not expect that Lin Fei would recognize the origin of this item at a glance. When Lin Ziqing first saw it, she was confused. Later, after listening to the patriarch's explanation, she then realized that it was a supreme-grade celestial artifact. It was a pity that the Lin family could not use this supreme-grade celestial artifact. If they could use 20% or 30% of its power, it would not be like this now. Lin Ziqing did not dare to ask or say anything. She just waited quietly. Lin Fei did not care about any supreme-grade celestial artifact. At the same time, he realized that the patriarch of the Lin family was really a big shot. He was actually willing to give away this supreme-grade celestial artifact. If one thought that a supreme-grade celestial artifact would be given away, then one would be sorely mistaken. Lin Fei did not believe that the patriarch of the Lin family would be so kind. He might even make him a scapegoat. A supreme-grade celestial artifact was extremely powerful. An inborn expert could not activate it at all. Even if he could, it would not be like this now. Lin Fei still had this bit of common sense. If it was someone else, I would definitely not go. However, you are the manager of my branch, and I have to leave the matters in Beijing to you. I will reluctantly go this time. Lin Fei said calmly. In fact, even if Lin Ziqing did not come, Lin Fei had also planned to go to the Lin family to meet his parents and untie the knot in his heart. The stone in Lin Ziqing's heart was finally put down. As long as Lin Fei was willing to attend the birthday banquet, it would be fine. Regardless of whether there was any other relationship, at least Lin Fei's presence at the birthday banquet would be completely different. I heard that my parents do not live in the villa of the Lin family. Bring me there, I want to meet them. Lin Ziqing did not dare to refuse. Boss, please don't be angry when you meet them. Lin Ziqing added. Lin Fei was not angry. Just lead the way. You don't have to worry about the rest. Lin Ziqing secretly sighed in her heart. If she had known that her uncle's son would be so powerful, the Lin family would never have done that. Lin Ziqing could only hope that Lin Fei wouldn't be too angry when the time came. If he vented his anger on the family, no one would be able to withstand Lin Fei's anger. Now, everyone knew that Lin Fei's strength was unfathomable. At the very least, he was at the Grand Master completion. There was even a rumor that Lin Fei's strength had reached the innateness realm. Unfortunately, the Wang family did not say anything. Based on her woman's intuition, Lin Ziqing could more or less feel that Lin Fei was an innate expert. Even if he was only at the initial stage of the innate realm, he was still far beyond the reach of others. As one of the 5 major families in Yanjing, although the Lin family was ranked last, there had never been a genius among the younger generation who had reached the Khanate realm. The most powerful one was only at the peak of the Khanate realm, but there was still a long way to go before reaching the Khanate realm. Instead of driving, Lin Fei sat in Lin Ziqing's Land Rover. Throughout the entire process, Lin Fei had been resting with his eyes closed, looking very calm. The more he was like this, the more Lin Ziqing felt that something was wrong. They drove the Land Rover to a Sihiyuan, got off and walked in on foot. "Boss, my uncle now lives in a Sihiyuan. The air here is good and quiet. It's the most suitable place for cultivation." Lin Ziqing was secretly observing while talking. Lin Fei could also feel that this place was really different from the outside. It was a good place. After walking for a short distance, Lin Fei sensed 2 breaths in his divine sense. These 2 auras were weak, extremely weak. However, Lin Fei was familiar with one of them. It was the aura of the bloodline. Lin Fei knew that he was indeed from the Lin family, and he was from the first branch. Lin Fei's expression became complicated. He arrived in front of a Sihiyuan. This Sihiyuan was not big. It was much smaller than the God of War's house. He walked up the steps and gently pushed the door open. Lin Ziqing followed behind, feeling puzzled. How did he know that my uncle lives in this Sihiyuan? Could it be that Lin Fei knew in advance? The yard was not big. There were many bottles and jars, and many flowers and plants were planted. It looked green. There was an empty space on the upper left side of the yard. A man and a woman were busy in the empty space. The man on the left was moving slowly, coughing from time to time. The woman on the other side kept patting her back, full of heartache. At this moment, the woman turned around and saw a young man standing in the yard. With one look, the woman's entire mind was shaken, and then it was followed by joy. She stared fixedly at the person who had come, and tears continuously flowed down from her eyes. "You're Xiaofei. You must be Xiaofei." The woman turned around, her voice trembling. The man next to her did not understand. "Honey, you're talking nonsense again. What's Xiaofei? Xiaofei passed away a long time ago. I've told you so many times. Why can't you remember?" It was not a long distance. Lin Fei could clearly feel the aura coming from this woman. Who else could it be other than his mother? Lin Fei, who had lived for countless years, had killed countless experts. However, when he faced his parents, he could not remain calm. Lin Ziqing stood at the back and didn't say anything. She knew that at this time, she could only watch quietly and not say anything. The man stopped working and turned around. He saw a young man who looked similar to him standing in front of him. Behind him was the genius of the family, Lin Ziqing. There was a loud bang. The man seemed to have understood something. He stared at Lin Fei. When Lin Fei saw his father's appearance, his breathing became heavier. He finally understood what Lin Ziqing had said before. "Who did it?" A simple sentence instantly turned the entire courtyard, which was originally filled with a warm atmosphere, into a world of ice and snow. Even Lin Ziqing, a grandmaster expert, had a drastic change in expression. "Oh no. Who did it?" It was still the same sentence, but the voice was colder than before. Little Fei, forget it. It's all in the past. There's no need. Don't you see that I'm fine now?" The man trembled and laughed dryly. The empty left arm was very ear-piercing. After seeing his father, Lin Fei had a general understanding of what had happened back then. If it had been someone else, it would have been fine. But this man was his father. He had the blood of his parents in him. This could not be changed. Even if Lin Fei did not recognize his parents, no one could do anything in front of his parents, because they did not have the right. "Lin Lang, how many times have I told you that you can't plant vegetables in the Sihiyuan? Have you not learned your lesson?" Shukju website. Chapter 4135. When Lin Ziqing heard what Lin Fei said, she knew that she was in trouble. In the face of Lin Fei's powerful aura, Lin Ziqing was simply unable to speak. Even when she was facing the clan leader, Lin Ziqing had never experienced such a strong sense of oppression. Lin Ziqing also understood that if these auras were directed at her, she would probably lose in a single exchange. Lin Fei was indeed angry. Even if he had a heart of stone, he would still be angry when he saw his father lose his left arm. He was originally in his 50s, but now he looked like he was in his 70s. At the same time, a sarcastic voice came from outside. A group of people came in. The leader was a young man in his 30s. He had a few lackeys behind him, and he looked like he was showing off. Lin Haiyang was a collateral relative of the Lin family. However, the people he followed were quite powerful, and he had made a name for himself in the Lin family. He didn't expect to see a man and a woman standing in the yard when he came in. He didn't know the man, but he knew the woman. She was the proud daughter of the clan, Lin Ziqing. How can you say that? Get out. While Lin Ziqing was still thinking about how to explain this matter, such a cold sentence made her realize that things would get worse. She snorted coldly at Lin Haiyang. Lin Haiyang and Lin Ziqing didn't have a good relationship. They didn't greet each other much. However, Lin Haiyang felt that something was wrong when Lin Ziqing said that. Miss Ziqing, I didn't say anything wrong. This courtyard house isn't Lin Lang's. He's just living here. He's not allowed to grow vegetables in the courtyard house. What's wrong with him using it to farm? As soon as Lin Haiyang said that, an illusory palm print appeared on his face. With a loud bang, Lin Haiyang was smashed into the wall. It was like the word was embedded in the wall. Lin Haiyang was hanging on the wall, but he didn't smash through it. He was like a wall painting. He couldn't move and his mind was blank. Where am I? What am I doing? Everything popped up in his mind. It wasn't until a moment later that he realized he was hanging on the wall. His face was burning. Who did it? Lin Haiyang roared angrily, which affected his qi and blood. He coughed up a few mouthfuls of blood, and his expression became dispirited. Those followers were all external forces of the Lin family. When they saw this scene, their expressions changed drastically because they didn't see who did it from the beginning to the end. Boss, listen to my explanation. Lin Ziqing really wanted to kill Lin Haiyang. Things were already like this, and this brat still dared to add fuel to the fire. Boss? Lin Haiyang was even more confused. When did Lin Ziqing have a boss? Did you do it? Lin Haiyang stared at him fiercely. But with a single glance, he immediately felt that something was wrong. Because this person looked too much like Lin Lang. Who didn't know that Lin Lang's child had died a long time ago? How did another one pop up now? Lin Fei reached out and grabbed. Lin Haiyang felt himself being sucked out by a suction force. Then, powerful fingers grabbed his neck. Tell me everything you know. Lin Haiyang originally wanted to say, how could I say it? But in the next second, he was shocked to find that he couldn't help but say it. I'm the second master's man. I'm here to make Lin Lang roll out of this courtyard house and roll back into his doghouse. Lin Fei's face was calm. Lin Ziqing, who was at the side, could actually see that the boss's anger was very big. It was like a volcano that could erupt at any time. Lin Lang and Li Qingya looked at each other, and they became anxious in their hearts. They didn't know about Lin Fei's existence, and they didn't know about it from the beginning to the end. They didn't live here a while ago. Therefore, they were still not used to living in this courtyard house, which was why Lin Lang was working here. Hubby, is this our son? Li Qingya said excitedly. She didn't care how strong her son was, as long as he was her son. Lin Lang was also a martial artist back then, and he was also very talented. However, after seeing his son's strength, Lin Fei, he was even more shocked. Beating people like hanging pictures, this was a test of fire. Lin Haiyang's strength was not strong, it was only the strength of the dark realm, but he couldn't defeat the power of his son's palm. It could be imagined that his son's strength was definitely stronger than his. Maybe he had already reached the realm of supreme power. Lin Lang seemed to see another himself. At this time, he was also high-spirited, but in the end, it's our son. I didn't expect him to be so big, and his strength is stronger than mine at that time. Lin Lang said with emotion. Lin Fei was really angry. He casually threw Lin Haiyang into the air. Lin Haiyang disappeared from the courtyard. Those lackeys didn't dare to say anything else. They scrambled and ran out. It was really too scary. Your Lin family is really interesting. These words were directed at Lin Ziqing. Lin Ziqing's blood boiled when she was looked at by Lin Fei. She almost couldn't help but spit out a mouthful of blood. Boss, listen to my explanation. Actually, it's not like what you think. There's no need to explain. I know very well. Lin Fei shook his head and said, I only believe what I see. Originally, Lin Fei's impression of the Lin family was average. Now, his impression has become even worse. Little Fei, in fact, you don't have to do this. Anyway, I'm used to it. You don't have to go against the Lin family, because it doesn't make any sense. Lin Lang trembled and walked over. You've worked hard all these years. It's our fault that we, as parents, weren't by your side. You can refuse to recognize us as parents, but I don't want you to be enemies with the Lin family. Yes, little Fei, it's all over, and we've all admitted it. You don't have to fight with the Lin family anymore. Everything is not worth it. I'm already very satisfied to see you again. Li Qingya said with tears. After Lin Lang and Li Qingya saw Lin Fei, they knew that in this life, no matter whether Lin Fei recognized them as parents or not, at least they were not qualified to be biological parents. It was not easy to get to this point without any resources, so they didn't want anything to happen to their son more than anyone else. They couldn't keep their son in the past. Now they don't want anything to happen to Lin Fei, and they don't want to see their son die. Lin Ziqing, tell me, where is the second master now? I want to get even with him. Under Lin Fei's gaze, Lin Ziqing hesitated and said, the second master should be in his tea house at this time. Facing Lin Fei, Lin Ziqing knew that she didn't dare to refuse. You don't have to come. Just stay here. Shukju website. Chapter 4136. The Lin family had a total of 5 households. The second household was called Lin Dong. Lin Dong's favorite was drinking tea. He loved tea very much, and it could be said that he couldn't live without tea. Unlike others, who liked to drink and smoke, Lin Dong's favorite was drinking tea, to the extent that he was obsessed with it. Tianxin Tea House. It was a unique tea house in Yanjing. A membership fee of 500,000 yuan was required to drink tea here. The tea leaves inside were all exquisite and worth hundreds of thousands of yuan. Lin Dong liked to drink green tea. For example, the top-grade Westlake Longjing tea he was drinking now was worth hundreds of thousands of yuan. Master, is it a good idea for us to deal with Lin Lang now? Lin Dong was a thin middle-aged man. His small eyes were sparkling. He was a man who was good at scheming. What's there to be afraid of? Lin Lang is no longer the Lin Lang of the past. He's a useless man now. If the family leader didn't say anything, would he be qualified to live in the Sihiyuan? He's not qualified at all. People like him should get lost. Lin Dong was unhappy. The Sihiyuan that he had been eyeing for a while was finally given to Lin Lang. But I heard that Lin Fei seems to be related to the first household. Otherwise, the family leader wouldn't let Lin Lang live in the Sihiyuan, a confidant next to him said. I think we need to be careful. Lin Dong hated hearing the name Lin Fei the most because there were many rumors about Lin Fei in the family recently. Some people said that Lin Fei was Lin Lang's son and Lin Fei's strength was unfathomable, which made the Wang family suffer a great loss. If the Wang family hadn't suffered a loss in the hands of Lin Fei, Lin Dong would have already arranged for people to deal with Lin Fei. There's nothing to worry about. You know that cultivation can't be done overnight. Even if Lin Lang really has a son, he won't be Lin Fei. Lin Fei is only in his 20s, but he has already reached the supreme power realm. He must have the support of a family, Lin Dong said disapprovingly. Outside the Tianxin tea house, a figure appeared outside the tea house and walked into the tea house as if nothing had happened. The security guard at the door didn't seem to see him. The Tianxin tea house was elegantly decorated. Compared with the noise outside, it was like a different place. Lin Fei released his divine sense and quickly locked onto a person. He walked upstairs. You could say that Lin Fei was impulsive, or you could say that Lin Fei couldn't stand this kind of thing. Anyway, he came. He didn't need to know what had happened to the Lin family back then. All he needed to know was that someone was targeting his parent. He only needed to know that someone was targeting his parent. Lin Dong, who was originally drinking his tea, reached out and grabbed the tea table in front of him. Lin Dong. The entire private room was filled with the sound of shattering. The artworks that were placed on display were broken into pieces and fell to the ground. Dong of the Lin. Lin Dong was also caught off guard by this attack. Fortunately, he reacted quickly and blocked it with the tea table. His confidant beside him was not so lucky. He was directly sent flying by the fragments, and there were several fragments stuck in his body. You are Lin Dong. Lin Fei pushed open the door and shattered it. Then, he stood at the entrance. Lin Dong threw away the table in his hand. He was very angry. He saw a young man standing in front of him. I am Lin Dong. Do you know what the consequences will be? Lin Dong didn't know the person in front of him. He was too strange. However, this person reminded him of Lin Lang. A name flashed in his mind again. Impossible. Lin Fei is definitely not Lin Lang's son. It's impossible. Who is so bold to make trouble in the Tianxin tea house? On the second floor, a figure rushed over. With a roar, he pounced on Lin Fei. This person was a master of the Tianxin tea house. He was responsible for the security here. The people who came to the Tianxin tea house were all masters. No one dared to make trouble here. Therefore, he was just a decoration. However, at this moment, he was extremely angry. This was a provocation to his existence. Get lost. Lin Fei turned around and slapped the man's body. The man screamed in pain as he smashed through several windows. The people who saw this scene were all dumbfounded. They immediately closed their doors, not daring to watch any longer. That was a master. He was sent flying with one slap. Obviously, his life was a mess. Be a spectator? You are thinking too much. What if he gave you a slap? You might die. Lin Dong's pupil shrank. He also saw this scene. This Lin Fei was more terrifying than the information said. Lin Dong didn't expect that Lin Fei would take the initiative to look for him. He was very angry. He was now very sure that the person in front of him was Lin Fei. It's good that you're Lin Dong. I'm looking for you. Lin Fei walked in. As he walked, he left a shadow. Oh no, Lin Fei wants to catch me. When Lin Dong saw this situation, he knew that the situation was not good. He lifted his hand and punched out. Without saying a word, he broke through the window. Lin Dong was also a guru, but why did he break the window and escape? Because he didn't have the confidence to face Lin Fei. A person's reputation was like a tree's shadow. During this period of time, the most famous person in Yanjing was Lin Fei. When it came to Lin Fei, it could only be described as unfathomable and mysterious. Lin Dong was confident that he could fight with Lin Fei. But the master of Heaven Heart Tea House was sent flying with one slap, let alone himself. If he didn't leave now, when would he? It was better than falling into the hands of Lin Fei. Until now, Lin Dong still didn't understand why Lin Fei came for him. Lin Dong pushed his body to the limit. As long as he left Heaven Heart Tea House and found a place to hide, Lin Fei wouldn't be able to catch up with him. With that kind of speed, you still have the nerve to escape in front of me. Suddenly, a voice drifted over from the front. Lin Dong saw Lin Fei standing not far away. He slapped him. How can he be so fast? I am also a master. Lin Dong had no way to block the incoming palm strike. He could only passively receive it with a palm strike. With a cracking sound, his arm broke. His entire body slammed into the wall of the heavens while tea house and powerlessly hung down. Lin Fei walked over and grabbed Lin Dong's neck. Lin Fei, let me go. If you dare to touch me again, you will be waiting for the revenge of the Lin family. Lin Dong's entire face turned purplish red from this grab, but he continued to struggle. Lin Fei carried Lin Dong and left the Heaven's Will tea house, disappearing from everyone's sight. Everything happened so fast that no one had time to react. Shook House website. Chapter 4137. In the courtyard house. Lin Ziqing did not leave. She stayed with Lin Lang and his wife. Uncle, does Lin Haiyang always bully you? Why didn't you tell me about this? Lin Ziqing was quite angry with Lin Haiyang. Of all the things he could do, he had to do this. He had even run into Lin Fei. Lin Ziqing had originally planned to follow them, but in the end, she chose to stay. She was not worried about Lin Fei, but about the safety of second uncle Lin Dong. Lin Dong's strength was definitely not Lin Fei's match. She was worried that if Lin Fei got angry, he would kill Lin Dong. That would be a big problem. Lin Lang and his wife did not expect their son to have such a bad temper. He actually wanted to find Lin Dong. How would I know? We are old and have nothing to look forward to anyway. It doesn't matter if we talk a little more. But how would I know? Lin Lang shook his head. Over the years, Lin Lang had already gotten used to this kind of life. The high spirits from back then had long since been ground down, and the arrogance of the past could no longer be found on his body. Right now, he was just an ordinary person, but the moment Lin Fei appeared, his calm heart started to loosen, and he couldn't help but worry. This was because Lin Fei's personality was exactly the same as him in the past. He wouldn't hide anything in his heart, and it was because of this that Lin Lang had suffered such a great loss back then. He had also realized that the Jianghu was cruel, and it wasn't suitable for people like him to mingle around. With a loud bang, a black shadow flew over and smashed heavily on the ground. The ground shook as if there was an earthquake. It's second uncle Lin Dong. Lin Ziqing saw second uncle Lin Dong at a glance. All of Lin Dong's strength had been sealed. Fortunately, Lin Fei had used a gentle force. Otherwise, Lin Dong would have been smashed to his death. Ziqing, quickly help me inform the master. Lin Fei wants to deal with our Lin family. Quickly ask him to send experts over. Lin Fei raised his head and saw Lin Ziqing. Hope flashed in his eyes. As long as the masters of the Lin family were notified, even if Lin Fei was a guru master, he would not be able to withstand the attack of an innate master. Lin Dong's thoughts were good, but he did not know that Lin Ziqing's thoughts were purely one-sided. Lin Ziqing, who had originally planned on supporting second uncle Lin Dong, slightly changed her expression. Second uncle, I can't make the decision on this matter. Only then did Lin Dong notice that other than Lin Ziqing, his elder brother Lin Lang was also present. A trace of embarrassment appeared on his face. He had always been high and mighty. Who would have thought that one day he would be in such a sorry state, even lying in front of his big brother? Lin Dong decided to ignore his brother Lin Lang. What are you waiting for? Hurry up and make the call. Have you forgotten how I usually treat you? Lin Dong grew anxious. There's no need to say anything. Without my permission, Lin Ziqing will not make the call. A figure walked in from outside and in the blink of an eye, arrived beside Lin Dong. Lin Lang was also dumbstruck. He hesitated for a moment before recognizing that it was his younger brother Lin Dong. He did not expect that in such a short period of time, Lin Dong would be captured. From the looks of it, he was even injured. He simply could not believe that this was done by his own son. His anxious heart finally relaxed. Indeed, Lin Ziqing did not dare to make the call. She could not withstand Lin Fei's anger. The more she interacted with him, the more she realized how powerful and mysterious Lin Fei was. Since he dared to go to the Heaven's Will tea house to capture Lin Dong, it meant that Lin Fei did not place the Lin family in his eyes. He did not even place those Xiantian experts in his eyes. To be able to act in such a manner, it could only mean that Lin Fei had absolute confidence in his own strength. No one would be able to shake his confidence. Lin Dong was extremely angry. He had taken great care of Lin Ziqing, but who would have thought that Lin Ziqing would not listen to him? Lin Fei, I advise you to let me go. Even though you are a dragon that has crossed the river, once you offend the Lin family, along with the Wang family and the Yan family, you can forget about leaving Yanjing. Lin Fei kicked Lin Dong's body, causing him to crash heavily against the wall. A gentle force exploded in his body, causing him to spit out countless mouthfuls of blood. It's not up to you to decide whether to leave Yanjing or not. Lin Fei raised his hand again and grabbed the air. I want to know who did this to my father's hand, and who poisoned my father's body. If you tell me, you can still live. If you don't, I'll let you have a taste of your broken arm. Poisoned? Lin Ziqing's heart trembled when she heard this. She finally understood why Lin Fei was so angry. Lin Lang was also shocked. I've been poisoned, and it's a deadly poison. How is this possible? I didn't feel anything at all. A trace of horror flashed in Lin Dong's eyes. How did he know? That's impossible. This is a poison from the arcane realm. Ordinary people can't tell. Even martial arts masters can't detect it. What are you talking about? I don't know. How could Lin Dong admit to something like this? If he really admitted to it, even if the patriarch came, he would not be on his side. Looks like you won't cry until you see your coffin. I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Fei snorted coldly. He swiped 2 fingers across Lin Dong's left shoulder and a good arm flew out. Lin Dong screamed, "My arm! You destroyed my arm!" Lin Dong never thought that Lin Fei would be so daring to cripple his left arm in one move. Right now, I'm only going to cripple your left arm. If you don't open your mouth, I'll cripple your right arm. After crippling your right arm, I'll cripple your 2 legs. Don't worry, for someone like you, unless I tell you to die, no one can take your life. Lin Fei's eyes were cold. That's right. He could ignore his parents and refuse to acknowledge them, but no one could do anything to them. This was also the reason why Lin Fei went to capture Lin Dong personally. Lin Lang looked at Lin Dong's arm that was cut off. He opened his mouth but did not say anything in the end. After crippling an arm, Lin Dong's spirit was greatly affected. His heart was filled with fear. He finally knew that this young Lin Fei could not be judged by the standards of ordinary people. He was really capable of doing anything. I'll speak. All of this was done by the Yan family. Because I've reached an agreement with the Yan family, they will help me become the head of the Lin family. Lin Dong didn't dare to speak. After losing his left arm, he still had some strength left. However, once he lost his right arm, he would become a useless grandmaster. He didn't want to become useless, so he could only speak. He had no choice. In the current situation, the other party was stronger than him. One word could kill him. He had no choice but to speak. Lin Dong, how dare you ally with the Yan family? You are their sinner. Lin Lang roared. Shukju website. Chapter 4138. In the Lin family's villa. Lin Moyuan also received the news immediately. After all, the matter at the Heaven's Will tea house was so big. Anyone who knew Lin Dong would inform Lin Moyuan as soon as possible. Even until now, the people in the Heaven's Will tea house had yet to figure out what had happened. That was the Lin family's second master, Lin Dong. Yet, he was actually captured in front of everyone's eyes. This was definitely a huge matter. Who is so bold to take Lin Dong away? Lin Moyuan was also angry. That was a member of the Lin family, and he also represented the Lin family. Anyone with a little bit of brains would not touch the people of the 5 big families. Recently, Lin Moyuan had a headache because of Lin Fei's matter, and he didn't know how to deal with it. If Lin Fei was just an ordinary person, it would be fine. For the family, he was dispensable. However, Lin Fei's performance was too amazing. In that case, he would no longer be an existence that was dispensable to the family. He had beaten the Yin family and kicked the Wang family. Until now, he was still intact. However, they couldn't find any news from the Wang family. It could only be said that the Wang family attached great importance to this matter and really kept their mouths shut. This also proved that they didn't want this matter to spread, and they didn't want to offend someone again. I heard that it seemed to be a young man. Some people said that it was Lin Fei. We are not sure because we didn't find out from the surveillance cameras which direction he went. Lin Moyuan's mind was blown. What did Lin Dong do? He could actually make Lin Fei capture him. After hearing Lin Fei's name, Lin Moyuan subconsciously believed that this person had to be Lin Fei. Lin Dong also had the strength of a guru, but he was easily taken away in front of the other party. The other party must be a strong guru, and he was also young. The Lin family didn't have many enemies in Yanjing. If there was no accident, the only one who could be so aboveboard was Lin Fei. Lin Moyuan did not know why Lin Fei wanted to capture Lin Dong, but this was definitely not a good thing. Lin Ziqing must know where Lin Fei is. She might even know where Lin Dong is. Lin Moyuan quickly calmed down and thought of the only key person. In the entire Lin family, Lin Ziqing was the closest to Lin Fei. Moreover, Lin Ziqing had joined Lin Fei's company and became the manager of the branch. This was the only clue. Lin Moyuan hurriedly called Lin Ziqing. He was afraid that something would happen to Lin Dong if he called her later. After all, Lin Dong was the second master of the Lin family. If something really happened to him, he would lose face. At that time, the Lin family would become a joke. After all, the Lin family was one of the 5 big families in Yanjing, and they were always the focus of attention. In the courtyard house, after Lin Dong gave his instructions, he was casually thrown to the ground by Lin Fei like a piece of trash. Lin Lang's eyes were also bloodshot, and he kept roaring. Lin Ziqing did not dare to speak at all until the phone rang. She subconsciously wanted to turn it off, but when she took it out and saw the name on the screen, she hesitated a little. It's the family, right? Put it on speakerphone, I want to talk to him. Under Lin Fei's divine sense, nothing could hide, let alone a phone. Lin Ziqing nodded subconsciously, handed the phone over, and pressed the speakerphone button. Ziqing, where are you? Have you seen Lin Dong? As soon as the phone was connected, Lin Moyuan's anxious voice came from the other side. As the information kept coming back, Lin Moyuan was very sure that this matter was done by Lin Fei. This was the era of network information. Lin Moyuan quickly got the video of the scene and recognized Lin Fei. Ziqing, why aren't you saying anything? Did something happen to you? Lin Moyuan saw that Lin Ziqing did not answer, and he became even more anxious. Lin Ziqing was the proud daughter of the Lin family, a future God-rank expert. Nothing could happen to her. Lin Ziqing is right next to me, and Lin Dong is also here with me. If you want to take Lin Dong away, come to the courtyard house yourself. You have at most an hour. Once the hour passes, I will directly kill Lin Dong. A cold man's voice came over, and before Lin Moyuan could say anything, the other side hung up. However, Lin Moyuan did not forget that cold voice. This was Lin Fei's voice. It must be him. As expected, it was him who did it. Lin Moyuan once again had a headache. Courtyard house, courtyard house. Lin Dong still can't help it. Who was Lin Dong? Lin Moyuan was very clear in his heart that he did not really care about such small family matters. However, right now, he could not wait to give Lin Dong a kick. Even at this time, Lin Dong still dared to play such tricks. Wasn't this indirectly offending Lin Fei? Lin Moyuan quickly guessed that Lin Dong must have encountered Lin Fei when he was doing something. Hence, Lin Fei rushed into the Heavens Will Tea House to capture him in a rage. Now that things had come to this, Lin Moyuan could not say anything more. Now, He only hoped that Lin Fei would spare Lin Dong. Lin Moyuan did not say anything else and left with the driver. Halfway there, he hesitated for a moment and finally called for a Xiantian expert in the family to go to the courtyard house together. Lin Dong was lying on the ground with a heavy injury. He did not expect that not only did Lin Fei capture him, but he also wanted the family head to come over. He even wanted to kill him in less than an hour. He began to panic. He did not doubt Lin Fei's words. If the family head did not arrive in time, Lin Fei would definitely kill him. In addition to anger, fear and uneasiness, Lin Dong also had a trace of envy and jealousy. At this age and with such strength, he, as a guru, was no match for Lin Fei. It could be imagined how powerful Lin Fei was. The first branch was going to rise. Lin Lang began to pant after cursing for a while. Li Qingya helped him to sit down. Stop cursing. Take the medicine first. Lin Lang was really angry. He could tolerate the family's insults and sarcasm, but the family could never collude with the outside family forces, especially the Yin family. You'd better not take the medicine. It's useless. Take this. Lin Fei took out the elixir for consolidating the foundation and strengthening the spirit. This was what he practiced calligraphy casually. It was very effective for sick people. What was Lin Lang's situation now? No one knew better than Lin Fei. The poison in his body was pervasive, and his vitality was lost. It could be said that he was injured on top of the injury. It was good that he could live until now. It was also because of the Lin family. If it was an ordinary person, he would have died many times. Boss, you don't really want to kill Lin Dong, do you? Lin Ziqing carefully took back the phone and couldn't help but ask. Lin Fei smiled faintly. That depends on whether the road in Yanjing is blocked or not. Lin Dong, who was on the ground, was so scared that he spat out a mouthful of blood and almost fainted. Don't get stuck in traffic. Shukju website. Chapter 4139. This brat is really good at making trouble. Lin Dong from the Lin family is really something. Of all people, he chose to offend this brat. Isn't he just looking for trouble? In the Sihiyuan of the Yi family, Yi Xian, the god of war, also received the news. He smiled faintly and took a sip of tea. Master, isn't Lin Fei going too far by making trouble like this? I think he has only been in Yanjing for a short time, and he has already offended 3 of the 5 big clans. Gui Wuying also came out. Yi Xian now treated Lin Fei as someone on the same level, or even higher than him. He did not have to worry that Lin Fei would cause any trouble. You should just watch more. Our Yanjing has been peaceful for too long. Now that a catfish has finally come in, we have to make some trouble no matter what. Anyway, no one will die. Yi Xian himself was not a match for Lin Fei, let alone those people. Therefore, no matter how much trouble Lin Fei caused, it was all within his control. By the way, Master, our people have received the news. I heard that the Yen family has already arranged for people to go to the Kunlun secret realm. I'm afraid that some experts will come out soon, Gui Wuying said again. Yi Xian frowned slightly. This Yen family was really troublesome, but they had the Tianyuan school behind them. They were indeed not easy to deal with. Yi Xian had come out of the Kunlun secret realm. Naturally, he knew that the forces in the Kunlun secret realm were not to be trifled with. Although the Kunlun secret realm was huge, there were many forces in it. It was complicated and complicated. This was also one of the reasons why Yi Xian came out. Here, he could at least be the god of war and protect his family. Moreover, there was a certain agreement between the secular world and the Kunlun secret realm, so he did not have to worry that they would come out and cause trouble. Just arrange for people to keep an eye on them. In the Sihiyuan, Lin Fei saw his parents, but he did not know what to say at the moment. Lin Lang was filled with guilt and uneasiness towards Lin Fei. He did not know what to say at the moment. The atmosphere was a little awkward. However, for Lin Dong, every second that ticked by brought him immense pressure. He didn't know when the family head would arrive. He was afraid that he would be killed by Lin Fei in less than an hour. Unfortunately, he couldn't speak now because his acupuncture points were sealed. He could only stare at the door with his eyes wide open, waiting for a figure to walk in. Lin Dong believed that as long as the patriarch arrived, Lin Fei would not be able to gain any advantage. Today's matter had become so big that everyone was paying attention to it. Therefore, once the patriarch arrived, he would definitely bring along a Xiantian expert. With the help of a Xiantian expert, taking down Lin Fei would be a piece of cake. At that time, Lin Dong would definitely torture Lin Fei and make him suffer a fate worse than death. Lin Lang would be the same as well. The family of three would suffer together, only then would he be able to vent the anger in his heart. As the hour approached, Lin Dong's heart was on the verge of collapsing. Fortunately, at the last moment, two figures appeared at the door. One of them was the family head, Lin Moyuan. The figure behind him also made Lin Dong's eyes light up. Lin Yibai, the family's Xiantian expert in the middle stage. He knew that he could be saved. Looks like the traffic in Beijing isn't as bad as I imagined. We arrived in 57 minutes. Lin Fei smiled. Lin Dong doesn't have to die for now. Lin Moyuan saw Lin Dong lying on the ground with his arm as soon as he came in. His heart trembled and a trace of displeasure appeared on his face. One should know that Lin Dong was also a grandmaster expert. After one of his arms was crippled, his strength would be greatly reduced. This was a big loss for the Yen family. Young Master Lin, you've gone too far by crippling Lin Dong's arm. No matter what he did wrong, the family will eventually deal with it, Lin Moyuan said. From the moment he saw Lin Fei, he knew that Lin Fei was Lin Lang's son. There was no doubt about it. Family head, this matter can't be blamed on my son. If someone really wants to blame someone, I, Lin Lang, will take responsibility. Lin Lang stood up unsteadily. After taking the elixir, he recovered a lot and his face showed a trace of redness, which was rarely seen. Lin Lang also knew that his son, Lin Fei, broke Lin Dong's arm, which was definitely a troublesome matter. Especially when he saw Lin Yibai come in, he also became nervous. He clearly knew that Lin Yibai was an innate expert in the family. Back then, he was already at the early stage of the innate realm. Now, he was probably at the middle stage of the innate realm. Although his son looked very powerful and was able to capture Lin Dong, he was at least at the level of the Grandmaster peak. If he fought against Lin Yibai, he had no chance of winning. Lin Lang had never seen an innate expert in his 20s, nor had any of the 5 major families. No one reached the innate expert in their 20s. Lin Lang stood up himself and wanted to take responsibility for everything for his son. It didn't matter even if it cost him his life. I don't need you to take the blame for me. Lin Fei snorted coldly. Lin Lang wanted to say something but found that he couldn't speak. He was shocked. His acupuncture point had actually been sealed by his son. Are you trying to hold me accountable? Or do you want me to bow down to the Lin family? Lin Fei smiled. Or, are you planning to rely on the innate expert behind me to make me bow down to the might of the Lin family? After Lin Yibai came in, his aura was perfectly restrained. No one could tell that he had any strength at all. However, he was still exposed by Lin Fei. It was inevitable that he was a little surprised. After all, not everyone could see that he had the strength of the innate expert. At least, people like Lin Fei definitely couldn't see it. Lin Moyuan didn't like how calm Lin Fei was. On account that you are a member of the Lin family and have good talent, as long as you follow us back to the Lin family to accept punishment, I will take you back and let you become a disciple of the Lin family again. Lin Moyuan also had his own ideas. Why not take this opportunity to take Lin Fei back? In the future, he would be considered as the middle power in the Lin family. If he broke through to the innate expert level one day, it would be a blessing for the Lin family. Compared to Lin Fei, Lin Dong was clearly a far cry. If Lin Fei wasn't the son of Lin Lang from the Lin family, Lin Muyuan wouldn't even say these words here. He would directly take him away. What a joke. The reputation of the Lin family was built by fighting. Ha 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 ha. Lin Fei laughed. Lin Muyuan, are you a fool or an idiot? You brought someone here, and you want me to return to the Lin family? Is there something wrong with your brain? He can't do anything to me even if I stand still. If you don't believe me, you can try. Bookseller website. Chapter 4140. Lin Muyuan was indeed quite angry. He, the dignified head of the Lin family, had come personally. He had already given Lin Fei enough face, but Lin Fei had still said such words. He didn't listen to his intentions at all. This person's temper is not small. It should be related to his strength. A guy like him should be taught a lesson. Let him know that in front of a big family, this bit of strength is really nothing. Lin Muyuan instantly made up his mind to teach Lin Fei a lesson. If Lin Fei had only injured Lin Dong, it would be fine. He shouldn't have chopped off Lin Dong's left arm. Even if he brought Lin Fei back to the Lin family and entered the Lin family's genealogy, the upper echelons of the Lin family would definitely not agree to it. It seems that you are quite confident in your own strength. Lin Muyuan lightly said, why don't we make a small bet? What kind of person was Lin Fei? He instantly understood Lin Muyuan's thoughts. Playing mind games with an immortal expert was really thinking too much. I like to bet because I never lose. You should be mentally prepared. Lin Fei said. Lin Muyuan thought to himself, youngsters will always be youngsters. Just a few words and they will take the bait. He couldn't wait for Lin Fei to take the bait as soon as possible. If you can last 10 minutes under his hands, then I will grant you whatever you want today. Lin Muyuan said, but if you can't, I won't do anything to you as long as you return to the Lin family. I don't think that's too much. Lin Muyuan was determined to bring Lin Fei back to the Lin family. This kind of genius definitely couldn't be left outside. Once the news that Lin Fei was the son of Lin Lang of the Lin family spread, and they knew that Lin Fei wasn't going to join the Lin family, the other 4 families would be tempted to pull Lin Fei back to their families. Lin Muyuan would never allow such a situation to occur. Lin Muyuan's greatest source of confidence was that his family had a Xiantian master, but Lin Fei wasn't. That was enough. The patriarch is indeed the patriarch. The way you speak is indeed different. Lin Fei smiled. If I win, will I really be in charge of everything? Of course, I am the head of the family. My words naturally count. Even if you want Lin Dong's life, I will not say anything. Lin Muyuan knew from the bottom of his heart that Lin Fei couldn't win, so he wouldn't say anything to Lin Fei. Instead, he would leave a good impression. All right, I hope you won't regret it when the time comes. Lin Fei was quite disappointed in Lin Muyuan, the patriarch. The first thing he did was to criticize him without asking for the reason. From this point, Lin Muyuan, as the clan leader, had not done a very good job. Lin Fei was too lazy to say anything more. Since Lin Muyuan wanted to trick him, he didn't mind doing the same to him. Lin Ziqing, who was a distance away, opened her mouth. Actually, she wanted to say, Patriarch, it's best not to bet. Based on a woman's intuition, Lin Ziqing felt that the patriarch might lose. Even if Lin Yibai was a Xiantian master, he might not be a match for Lin Fei. A woman's intuition could be very scary at times. Lin Yibai also wanted to see what level Lin Fei's strength had reached. He could make the Wang family suffer a loss and not make a sound. Lin Fei, I know you. You are the man of the moment in Yanjin. Lin Yibai walked forward. His eyes met Lin Muyuan's. He immediately knew what the patriarch meant. Man of the moment? That title is given by you. I don't care about it. You are an Xiantian master. You can make the first move. I'll give you a chance to perform. Otherwise, you won't have a chance when I make the first move. Arrogant. You are really arrogant. Lin Yibai snorted. As an Xiantian master, he rarely heard such words. letting him, Unbeatable master, make the first move? Do you think you are Unbeatable master? One sentence made Lin Yibai's impression of Lin Fei worsen. Then I'll fulfill your wish. Lin Yibai was too lazy to say anything more. He wanted to teach Lin Fei a deep lesson first. 13 Dragon Tiger Claws. Lin Yibai pounced forward. Tiger on the left and dragon on the right. The dragon and tiger attacked together. This was a very powerful claw technique. When Lin Yibai attacked, the dragon and tiger's might were mixed together. It brought a terrifying sound. Even before the attack arrived, the power alone was enough to make people tremble in fear. Li Qingyao grabbed Lin Lang's hand and couldn't help but worry. That was Unbeatable master. Little Fei will be fine, right? Lin Lang patted the back of Li Qingyao's hand. He should be able to block it. In fact, he didn't have any confidence. 13 Dragon Tiger Claws was indeed very terrifying. In Lin Fei's eyes it was nothing. With a light step, Lin Yibai dodged the attack. Lin Yibai's 13 Dragon Tiger Claws was not simple. One claw after another formed a set of killer moves. It seemed that he had already calculated where Lin Fei would dodge. Lin Yibai sneered in his heart. You're just a grandmaster and you want to dodge my 13 Dragon Tiger Claws? You're thinking too much. Lin Moyuan already had Lin Fei in his hand from the moment Lin Yibai attacked. He really didn't believe that Lin Fei had the strength to withstand Lin Yibai's attack. Yibai's strength has improved again. 13 Dragon Tiger Claws, dragon and tiger appear, sound waves follow. He's not far from breaking through to the late Xiantian realm. Lin Fei stepped forward. He didn't seem to make any movements, but he easily dodged all of Lin Yibai's attacks. After using the 13 Dragon Tiger Claws, Lin Yibai was shocked to find that he hadn't even touched a single one of Lin Fei's attacks. The corner of his eyes twitched subconsciously. He couldn't believe it. One had to know that he could easily defeat those grandmasters in 3 to 5 moves with this set of 13 Dragon Tiger Claws. I really don't believe that this guy can keep dodging my 13 Dragon Tiger Claws. Lin Yibai attacked again. One claw after another, the power was even stronger. In between, there was also a series of palm blade attacks. He wanted to catch Lin Fei off guard. However, these attacks were useless in front of Lin Fei. They were easily neutralized. On the contrary, it was Lin Yibai who had consumed a lot of true energy. Lin Yibai's face darkened. Xiantian true energy as a weapon. After failing again, Lin Yibai shouted. He grabbed out with both hands and a strand of true energy appeared. With the true energy as a weapon, he raised his hand and slashed down. The power of the slash instantly increased by a lot. This time, Lin Fei didn't dodge. He casually stopped and raised his hand, grabbing at the blade light. Kacha kacha. The blade light crumbled. Your Xiantian true energy is too weak. It's too weak. Lin Fei shook his head. He raised his hand and grabbed out a formless sword energy. The moment the sword energy appeared, it was incomparably sharp. The entire courtyard seemed to have turned cold. The sword energy went straight for Lin Yibai. Lin Yibai was shocked. He covered his body with true energy and struck out with the 13 Dragon Tiger Claws. However, the formless sword energy slashed on his body. With a bang, he crashed into the wall of the courtyard. Bookseller's website. Chapter 41-41. Lin Yibai realized that he was in big trouble the moment he executed the invisible sword aura. The 13 Dragon Tiger Claws was also executed to its limit, but it was still broken by the sword aura. The sword aura slashed him, and he crashed into the wall. The energy was very restrained, so it seeped into his body and exploded in his body. However, it did not affect the wall behind him at all. It remained intact. With such exquisite control, Lin Yibai realized how terrifying Lin Fei was. Lin Moyuan was dumbfounded. Yibai, he actually lost. Lin Fei even executed the invisible sword aura. He's an inborn expert. With a loud boom, Lin Moyuan was in a terrible state. If Lin Fei was only a grandmaster, Lin Moyuan had nothing to be afraid of. But if he was an inborn expert, it would be a different story. Currently, the most powerful people in China's aristocratic families were only inborn expert. At such a young age, Lin Fei had already reached the inborn realm. This was equivalent to being on equal footing with those people. Lin Moyuan's mouth was filled with bitterness. He finally understood what Lin Fei's previous words meant. More importantly, Lin Fei could execute the invisible sword aura to defeat Lin Yibai. He was definitely not a middle inborn realm. At the very least, he was at the late inborn realm. If he thought further, he would be at the complete inborn realm. Terrifying. Too terrifying. Lin Moyuan could no longer remain calm. It's over, it's over. Lin Dong, who was lying on the ground, fainted. He was completely frightened. If Lin Fei was only a grandmaster, it wouldn't be a big deal. After all, there were many grandmasters among the younger generation. However, Lin Fei was an inborn expert. That was a different story. He could even defeat a middle inborn realm expert like Lin Yibai. Lin Dong knew that he had kicked a huge iron plate. I knew it would be like this. Clan leader has shot himself in the foot. Lin Ziqing's intuition was right. However, she still couldn't accept the fact that her boss was an inborn expert. Lin Fei wasn't much older than her, but his strength was so strong that he could be considered the strongest among the younger generation. Even among the older generation, there weren't many who could defeat Lin Fei. Now that I've won, there shouldn't be any objections on how to deal with this person, right? Lin Fei defeating Lin Yibai was a simple matter. With a raise of his hand, an invisible sword qi entered Lin Dong's body, instantly crippling Lin Dong's strength. Lin Fei raised his hand again and made a grabbing motion. Lin Lang let out a muffled groan and spat out a mouthful of black blood. This black blood was filled with a pungent smell, causing people to feel nauseous. This is the lethal poison that Lin Dong arranged for someone to land in Lin Lang's body. I will return it to Lin Dong now and let him experience the feeling of living a life worse than death. In any case, with the Lin family's resources, he won't die for another 10 to 20 years. With a flick of his finger, the black blood turned into a marble-like existence and entered Lin Dong's body. Lin Dong, who had lost all his strength, had aged quite a bit. He woke up with a start. After the black blood entered his body, he instantly aged more than 10 years. He was no different from an old man on the street. Lin Fei flicked another stream of essence blood into Lin Lang's body. With the help of the essence blood, Lin Lang, who originally looked old, underwent a huge change. In the blink of an eye, he returned to his 40s. If they hadn't seen it with their own eyes, who would believe that Lin Fei had such means? Lin Moyuan witnessed the whole process, but he didn't dare to say a word. Although he was also a Xiantian expert, his strength was far inferior to Lin Yibai's. After seeing Lin Fei's means, he finally realized that it was impossible for Lin Fei to return to the Lin family. Even if the old ancestor stepped in, it probably wouldn't work. Lin Moyuan's mouth was filled with bitterness. If he had known this would happen, he would have dealt with Lin Dong at the first instance and comforted Lin Fei. Things wouldn't have turned out like this. I'm fine now. Lin Lang's entire body was filled with vitality. It was the feeling of being young and powerful. He didn't know how long it had been since he experienced this feeling. A drop of immortal essence blood from Lin Fei was extremely powerful. Even if it was deliberately controlled, it would definitely be a top-notch treasure that people would fight to the death for. Lin Dong was one of the masterminds. Now that I've crippled him, it's only one of them. Also, I think that the people in his faction should also be dealt with. You don't have any objections, do you? Lin Fei said indifferently. If it was anyone else, Lin Fei would have long since killed them with a wave of sword qi. It wouldn't be so troublesome. Lin Moyuan took a deep breath and said, "Thank you, young Master Lin, for showing mercy and not killing Lin Dong. I will make arrangements for the people in his faction. I will give Lin Lang and you an explanation. Lin Moyuan also knew that this was Lin Fei showing mercy. Otherwise, with Lin Fei's strength, even the patriarch wouldn't be able to stop Lin Fei if he killed his way into the Lin family. As one of the main culprits, Lin Dong brought this upon himself. He couldn't blame anyone else. Instead, Lin Moyuan would hate Lin Dong for losing an opportunity. From now on, Lin Fei would never be able to enter the Lin family again. Lin Moyuan was embarrassed to stay here any longer. Lin Yibai brought Lin Dong and left the courtyard house. He had to report to the patriarch about the courtyard house as soon as possible so that he could make a decision. The sooner he made a decision, the better. He couldn't wait for Lin Fei to come knocking again. That would be even more troublesome. After Lin Moyuan left, Lin Fei took out a bottle of elixirs. This is the Foundation's strengthening pill. Both of you can take one a day. Take it for a week, and your bodies will be back to normal. After leaving behind the bottle of elixirs, Lin Fei walked out of the courtyard house. Lin Lang and his wife wanted to call for Lin Fei, but no one said anything in the end. Uncle, I don't think we can rush this matter. Lin Ziqing didn't leave. Lin Lang nodded. I understand. I'm satisfied to be able to see my son again. Today, his son, Lin Fei, gave him a huge shock. He never thought that his son would be a Xiantian expert. Even the family head, Lin Yibai, wasn't a match for him. Lin Lang was able to subdue the family head, Lin Moyuan, with just a few moves. Even if Lin Fei didn't acknowledge him as his parent, Lin Lang felt proud. After Lin Fei left the courtyard house, he was in a terrible mood. Taking care of Lin Dong was just one of the small matters. He also remembered the actor. He didn't need to know what happened in between. He only needed to know that the Yen family had made things difficult for his father and even poisoned him. The poison in his father's body wasn't simple. It could be said to be a compound poison. It wasn't something that could be easily cured with an antidote. Looks like I have to make a trip to the Yen family and settle old scores with them. Lin Fei didn't return to the hotel. He just wandered around aimlessly. This time, he wandered until night fell. He appeared in front of a bar. Lin Fei didn't think much and walked into the bar. Bring me your strongest alcohol. Bookseller's website. Chapter 41-42. Lin Fei didn't know how much liquor he had drunk. Anyway, one glass after another was like drinking water. Lin Fei didn't use any tricks. He just drank and let the alcohol fill his body. Only in this way could he feel the feeling of alcohol. By the time Lin Fei opened his eyes again, Lin Fei was already in a daze. He found himself lying on a bed. The sun shone in through the window and fell on his body. Lin Fei narrowed his eyes. Everything that happened last night appeared in his mind. His expression kept changing. Suddenly, he looked to the side and saw a back that was exposed to the air. He was startled. Lin Fei's face changed and showed a trace of bitterness. Drinking makes a mistake. It's really drinking makes a mistake. Because of what had happened to his parents, Lin Fei had been drinking the strongest alcohol in the bar yesterday. He didn't even know how much he had drunk, but it was at least 100 glasses. It had caused a huge sensation in the bar. After that, he encountered some small things. After dealing with these good things, Lin Fei left with a woman in his arms and got a room. What happened next was logical. At this time, the sleeping figure's shoulders began to move. Then he slowly opened his eyes and turned around. This turn shocked the people who turned around. Even Lin Fei was shocked. Ah, it's you. The first one to cry out was not Lin Fei. Instead, it was the long-haired woman. She subconsciously covered her chest with the quilt. What a coincidence! Lin Fei replied. The woman covered with the quilt laughed. You're a man. You actually have the nerve to say such things. I really admire you. Following this smile, the atmosphere of the scene also changed rapidly. Lin Fei didn't expect that after drinking yesterday, he would actually get together with Zhang Ziren. This couldn't be more coincidental. Even though Lin Fei had drunk a lot of hard liquor yesterday, he was very clear about what had happened last night. He did take a woman away casually. It seemed that the two of them were in love. The woman said leisurely, "I don't need you to take any responsibility for this matter. Anyway, I did it willingly. I won't cause you any trouble." Zhang Ziren stuck his head out and said to Lin Fei. Who was Lin Fei? He was an immortal expert. How could he not understand Zhang Ziren's words? "Actually, you don't have to say that. Since we've already slept together, I'll take responsibility for what I should take responsibility for." Lin Fei wasn't that kind of person. He laughed and said, "I know why you were in the bar last night. It should have something to do with what I said last time." Zhang Ziren hesitated for a moment before nodding. "You can even tell." Lin Fei laughed and said, "If it wasn't for this matter, who would be able to take away a great beauty like you?" After leaving the bar that day, Zhang Ziren finally confirmed that he had indeed caught the eye of a big shot in the Kunlun secret realm. On the day of her birthday, that big shot would come and take her back to the Kunlun secret realm. The meaning of the family was very simple. That was, she had to follow the man she married. No matter what that big shot did, Zhang Ziren had to accept it. This was the mission of a woman in the Zhang family. After Zhang Ziren found out, she was very sad. So in the end, she gritted her teeth and went to the bar to have fun. In the end, she met Lin Fei again. However, at that time, she was drunk and barely felt that Lin Fei's aura was very comfortable. So she followed Lin Fei. Until just now, Zhang Ziren found out that the person who slept with her was Lin Fei. Even Zhang Ziren was surprised and shocked. There was actually such a coincidence in the world. The fear in her heart was swept away after seeing Lin Fei. Although the Zhang family was not one of the 5 major families, it was a first-class family second only to the 5 major families. There were also masters of the Supreme Master Great Perfection in the family. With the help of some secret methods, they could also fight with a master of the innate realm. Zhang Ziren did not regret giving her body to Lin Fei. Instead, she was happy. Since the last time, Zhang Ziren had been secretly paying attention to Lin Fei's every move. After that, he also saw the various things that happened in the Wang family. He was even more aware that Lin Fei was an outstanding talent. "You guessed right. I did give up on myself, but I didn't expect to meet you. I think this may be fate." Zhang Ziren was no longer as nervous as he was at the beginning. Smelling that comfortable aura, his entire heart calmed down. Lin Fei knew it would be like this. Although he did not use any means to suppress the alcohol last night, when he took Zhang Ziren away, he also relied on his own feelings. There was no such coincidence in the world. Fate is indeed a rather bizarre thing. Lin Fei agreed with Zhang Ziren's words. "Since we met, then you are my woman. I think it's still early. Why don't we spend some more time together?" Without waiting for Zhang Ziren to say anything, Lin Fei kissed her. What happened next was logical. Lin Fei was refreshed. He took a shower and changed his clothes. On the other hand, Zhang Ziren was lying on the bed lazily. Her whole face was full of laziness. At this time, the phone on the bedside rang. It was Zhang Ziren's phone. After Zhang Ziren picked up the phone, her expression changed slightly. Instead of answering the phone, she hung up. Dong 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 dong. The door outside rang. "Ziren, I know you are inside. Open the door quickly. And the wild man inside, get out. How dare you touch the woman of our Zhang family? You are tired of living." A furious voice came from outside, followed by the door being kicked open by someone. 7 or 8 people walked in one after another and appeared in the room. "Take this kid down." The leader was a young man in his 30s. He raised his eyebrows and his eyes were cold. He gave the order to attack. The people who attacked were all in the late stage of the Dark Realm. 2 of them were grandmasters. The people who attacked were all fierce. They did not recognize Lin Fei's origin and immediately tried to capture him. Stop! Seeing the people who came in, Zhang Ziren became anxious. Brother Lin, have mercy! No one knew Lin Fei's strength better than Zhang Ziren. He was an existence that even the Wang family did not dare to say a word after suffering a loss. Zhang Ziren was afraid that these people would be ruthless. When the time came, if Lin Fei killed, no one would be able to survive. Even a grandmaster would not be able to do it. When the young leader heard Zhang Ziren's voice, his face sank again. He shouted, "Beat him hard. Break his limbs first. Who the hell is he?" Book Guest House Reading Website.